Alrighty, and we are here. What would you do Wednesday? What would I do? What would A1 do? It's looking like A1 night. I'm Harrison Sweezo, joined by Nathaniel. How's it going?
Going well. It's going to be an exciting one with Luce, Kathy, Daniel, and Andrew starting us off for the evening. Luce, our first dealer, Kathy to the right, Daniel across the table, and Andrew on our left.
Yeah, we got an exciting dealer high pie to start as well. Very clear Sanshoku route with a Dora in tow. Add Pinfu onto that, and you are looking for a very good start. Kind of looking around the table too, no one else really has that strong of a hand besides Daniel across table, who's looking to play a quicker Pinfu.
Yeah, Kathy with two Dora in hand is the other hand that's a little bit exciting. Maybe an Itsu on the left for Andrew if the tiles work that direction.
Hmm.
But as far as most likely to complete the hand, you're spot on with Daniel and Luce really jumping out ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see if Luce has the indicator thrown by Andrew, that 7-so, if she'll just open up and take it. Because that will be by far the hardest tile to get. It's very committal, but especially in the dealer seat, oh, that might put a wrench in it.
Yeah, you hold the 2 mon instead of the 7 pin just so that you can incorporate the 3 mon, but that does ruin your Sanchoku dreams, and now you're gonna have to build this head closed unless you pair up one of these Tanya tiles like the 6 mon and
Yeah.
are able to shift away. But yeah, Luce just says, I'm gonna keep the safe tile. We're hitting the middle of the second row. Any reach could happen at any moment, and it really could. I mean,
Yeet.
Daniel just found Tempai from that Kutsuki Shantan Rishi Pinfu with
Perfect
potential to
draw.
accept Dora.
Yeah, potentially getting that last 8 could be a big deal, but Andrew ends up drawing. Can't imagine it'll be thrown, so now we're looking at 2 5-sos in the wall for Daniel to be able to win this reach.
Yeah,
Lose.
not an easy spot for Daniel here. I mean, how many save tiles do you have in hand? 0.
And Loose with triple or with 1 mon completely out, decides to test 3 mon, ends up going, so I'd imagine she's still going to try to fight the hand. When the time comes to push, I'm going to be interested to see whether she adopts to drop the 9s or brave the 4, how she'll handle that. She is for now going to get the 9-sos out, build the hand towards Tanyao, figures they're probably safe.
Yeah, and if you still draw the 7, so you can discard the 4 with Tempai.
Oh, and Loose might have just gotten saved by that play. Draws the 5-so, but is able to play it. Now she needs a 7-so, which is completely dead. 2 in Kathy's hand, 2 or 1 in Daniel's hand, 1 in the wall. She's going to be looking for a pair on that 6 or 7 peen in order to get K10.
Yeah, drawing the 8 makes things easy. Drawing the 5 makes things a little harder. I think we'll see the pin
Ooh,
tiles come out.
yeah.
Both the 7 had been cleared, not necessarily the 6, but
I mean, with the Kabe there and the reach on the 5 and 2 5s out, I'd say you're fine. Especially with the 3 peen lower. The only thing you die to is 6 Shabo.
yeah, at this point it's become Nakasuji, so it's pretty okay. And that also gives Andrew a bunch of save tiles, so he'll be able to make it out of this hand safely.
Ooh, Kathy actually might be able to get Tempai.
Oh, this is Tempai, but you have to drop Dora.
Yeah, there's no shot. It's way too risky.
1-4 doesn't even look safe here.
Yeah.
This is not an easy spot. I mean, you're dealer.
Boom.
Yeah, he just decides to push out. Try and test the 5. At least it's not
No,
Dora. Oh, and
it
they're
didn't
right
matter.
punish.
No matter what happened,
Didn't matter.
would have been dealing 1 extra.
3,900.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that was an interesting attempt saying, I'm going to push this hand because I don't have much else to do, and I'm dealer, but I'm not going to push out the Dora. If this deal's in, I want it to be the cheaper deal in.
Yeah, it's very smart. 5-so, I mean, being more likely on most hands, but especially in that situation where it's the Dorian, then you always want to drop off of the Dora. Test the other side. And now Kathy in the pilot seat. Very interesting hand. Looking like she's going to go to maybe a nasty North 8-peen Shabo. Not committed just yet. Could still try to build Pinfu, but with that 2-4 Sozu Kanshan and 3-5 Pinfu Kanshan, I'd imagine that's where we'll end up.
Boom.
Now Richidora one's totally fine as dealer. A call from Luce on the left, Hatsu. With 2 door in hand makes a lot of sense. You can pick up 3900 this way, or even a Mongon if you can find the last 8 mon. Let's see. We'll keep going around in reverse order. Andrew across the table has the east. Could call that. Not a lot of value in the hand outside of that. And it could be a fast reachy for Daniel. Already Ishanten. Very wide Ishanten too. Look at that 4-4-4-5 pin shape.
Yeah, that shape is just begging to get to Tenpai. Could potentially end on the 3-5-6 weight. A great end for the hand. We'll have to see how it develops. The East was not called by Andrew. Maybe figuring that they can call the second one if they really want to take that quick, cheap Yakuhai. We'll have to see once more pressure gets added to the board, whether that's Kathy pushing the hand, making a call or going reach, or even another player, what Andrew will do. Especially with the Dora pickup now.
G.
Luce is going to advance the hand, sitting Ishan 10 with a Ryanman. And to either a Shabo Endway or that 6-8 Kanchan
Gee.
most likely. Is going to take the
Gee.
Chi though, and now sitting 7-4 Mon Tenpai. Oh, very good weight right now. Still 1-7 and 3-4s in the wall.
Yeah, Kathy taking this opportunity to open the hand, I mean, had not made any progress in the last draws. I mean, if you look at that discard pool, until the 7-so came out, it was Nagashi Mangan.
Yeah, Sumo Giri Nagashi for 4 turns, especially in the dealer seat, is not what you want to see. Just absolutely useless hand advancements.
But at least opening up gives yourself a chance to match the speed. Loose is already temp by, but if you can get lucky, well, that's not lucky.
Yeah, you might not drop it just yet though. North, you know, is fine. Might even opt to, if the situation calls, drop one of those Kanchans.
Well, now it's efficient to cut the 4.
Dom.
And that will deal in. It's not a Mongon, but that puts Loose back to even. She sends us to East 3.
Very fast snaps so far. And the Tompu of the rounds. And Daniel really has a gas hand. Not quite Ishanten yet, but a lot of pairs. Or you have 3 of them. I thought it was 4.
Door in
You have some,
hand.
yeah. Door to play off the round man. Ooh, now you got 4.
Ipeiko chance?
Ipeiko chance.
Seems reasonable
Very
for a dealer high pie, dealer start. Andrew on the right, also a lot of Mon tiles, but doesn't necessarily need to commit to some type of Shinitsu here, because you have the good Diamond in the Manzu, and you could end up with 1-2-3 Sanchoku or 2-3-4 Sanchoku. And you have a door, of course, so you want to try to finish the hand if at all possible. Ooh, 2-pin, nice pickup. Now there's real Sanchoku chances. Loose across the way, 2 completed shapes already, but not a lot of value in that hand just yet. And then Kathy on the left has Ipeiko chance now, but
Rest of the shape's kind of clunky, and yeah, has to break away from that Ryoncon. I almost kind of want to see a pair come out there. Like maybe the 8 Mons. Oh, well, I guess I forgot to look into the wall.
If you draw Ankos, then your pairs don't seem so bad.
Yeah, you know, I'm about 1 Anko draw away from bringing up Suanko, but I'll wait until that comes. Once that 8 pin gets in hand.
Daniel's draws have been really looking good.
Or no, that's Loose. Loose just draws into Ipeiko, is able to upgrade. She still is sitting Ishan 10, but double Kanchan's not ending on the best weight. Draws around the door acceptance.
That's one way to find Tenpai draw an Anko, we said.
That'll do it. I mean, it's cheaper. It's not the Ipeiko you want, but you get the Sanmenchan, possible second door acceptance.
Right.
Still 2 of those in the wall, so it's pretty good.
Ibatsumo, there it is. Sanmenchan pays off.
And just as good. Patsumo and the Dora. Doesn't even matter with her. No BM. Or no Urabomb 6P. It'll be a Mongon, and Daniel's off to a great start. Ooh, with a great high pie to follow up. The Dora is going to be a little bit hard to play, but Manzu is looking real nice. You have that 799 and the 2-2 so. Potential end weights. Now you have a floating 4. Daniel making the decision there on whether to try to keep the Chun in order to call a quick Yakuhai. Just decides to play efficiently, drop it off.
Hanyo
And
shapes for Andrew.
yeah,
Loose with lots of diamond shapes, but no head. Has a Dora South in hand, so that might eventually become a Dora Tonki. Oh, the seven pin could also be the head in the hand.
yeah. The really nice part about South not being prevalent when too is if you pair up that South, you can still go for like a Dama Pinfu with 2 Dora.
Yeah.
Can be a little bit tricky with that.
Daniel decides now is the time to get rid of the Dora. Likes holding all these floaters, and nice fill in the 8-mon that makes Ipeko happen. And now has 2 really sticky tiles in the 4-pin and the 6-pin to draw around for Tenpai.
Ooh. Decides to ditch the floating 4, gets the Anko of the 8.
This is greedy,
Says, hey, I'll
Sanako
take
greed.
Suanko, or yeah, I'll take Sanako. That's worth a good bit.
Uh,
Oh, the Beyond Peko!
I'm wondering
No,
about
no
just dropping the
faith.
6 so there and hoping to draw into an Anko of the 8-pin, but one's already cut, so it seems a little unlikely.
Yeah. It would almost be nice kind of to be able to go towards a Junchan, but there's just no real way to do that with this hand.
Yeah, it's so
6 is
hard.
too far, the 2-so pair, it's just unable to do so. Although if you would have played it from the start, that would have been it. Double 1P.
See,
God,
Andrew...
that could have been Junchan E Peko or Junchan Ryan Peko from Daniel.
Yeah, there's a world. Would be on the 7-pin.
Andrew's building shape too, like you were saying. Each Shanten looking to really find something around that Manzu, but hasn't hit just yet. Luce is still playing around with trying to get Tempai. Again, not quite there. And Kathy's looking like Cheetoy, but pretty much waiting for a reason to fold from that spot.
Yeah, with no value. The Dora also left the hand as well.
Oh, Anko of Yakuhai. It's a little bit more interesting. I can't imagine you'll commit to Toy Toy from this position, but it's technically possible.
Daniel found Tenpai, but chooses to Dama, not liking the weight here. Is
Come.
correct, there are none in the wall.
Oh my god, Kathy's insane.
Well, now we're just gonna Ricci, maybe.
Oh, when Daniel gets
Yeet.
the Rodman upgrade, that's really bad for
Home.
Kathy. And the extra Dora benefit from that. That's Ricci, Pinfu, Ipeko, Dora 1. Anyone's getting hit by a Mongon if they drop into this.
Andrew decides to
3-4
push
so.
the 7-mon. And fight for this Tenpai. It's not a good weight.
I mean, there's still 3-4 so's. That's a decent portion of what's left in the wall.
Yeah,
It
for
doesn't fit
Daniel,
into
there's
Andrew's hand.
actual chances. For Andrew, I don't think there's...
Oh yeah. No, Mochi Mochi on the 3. I mean, there's
There's
still a
one
single
tile.
6.
Yeah. Oh, well! We called it. There's still a single 6, and that's what Andrew gets. Shuts down a really big hand. I mean, another dealer Mongon from Daniel would have been almost game-ending.
Oh wow, rewarded to Ishanten? Unless I'm misreading that from the start. Never mind, Grand Shanten. No, Ishanten, yeah.
You're right, it is Ishanten. And holding the option for Itsu still, but if you draw 7-mon, you just take the Ricci
No,
Pinfudora.
100%. This quick.
Oh, now you can switch.
Ooh.
Now I like the 8-mon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're gonna play the Penchan, give yourself the Itsu chance. I'm interested to see what happens if Sozu keep getting drawn too, because if you can get the 2-3 out, get some decent middle tiles for the Sozu, there might be an argument for a Chinitsu push here. You have to draw pretty perfectly up until the start of the second row right now. But
Yeah, like, what do you do if you draw a Dora? That's the one that really puts some questions, because, I mean, you don't want to drop the 9, so that loses your Itsu, and you don't want to, like, just completely give up your Mon tiles, because you're Ishanten. So, yeah, it's a really interesting question. Andrew doesn't hesitate on the 4, so though, just throws it right back.
yeah, Going for Itsu or bust.
The
Around the
nice,
table, loose. Oh,
I was gonna say the nice thing about
mm,
discarding the Dora is it makes the 3 look better.
yeah. Having that to kind of wall it off. Loose on the right, not really too much going on, just still building the hand. Across, Kathy is maybe looking towards the Sanchoku to get a little bit of value, but not too much going on there either, still pretty far.
Oh, look at this draw.
Close. Oh, that's so good.
Richi, Pinfu, Itsu, Dora. Yutsumo's Hanuman already. And
5-8 out right away. Does that make you more likely to drop the Manzu? Or less likely?
1-4 still not looking very good.
Yeah. Luce's hand will brick because of it, but she didn't really have anything to fight for to begin with.
Oh, Daniel trying to shut this down. Ishan 10 for Tanyao. Dora 1.
I mean, he drew a pair of the Nealon tile. That was the way to do it. How many left are in the wall? There's no 1-mons. There's just 1 4-mon left in the wall.
Oh my, Anko drawn.
Oh, that's so good.
And now Daniel doesn't know it, but he can push totally freely. 5-8's also Genbutsu, so if... I mean, Kathy could easily deal in here. Playing safe to both players right now. Because Daniel's clearly showing a push. Now Kathy has the 3-pin to push before the 8.
Ooh, Kathy. If 5-so is able to get cleared, might be able to dig out even it's still.
Dora came out, so you could cut the 9-so. Shaw is also fine.
9-so's naked on the board still, though. I'd be a little bit scared of a Shabo with all these tiles out. And the weird early 5-8 mon drop.
Oh, I didn't notice, but Daniel's actually 50-10, so... could not have actually
Ooh.
roamed Kathy on the 8-mon. That's why he switches the weight here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, 7-mon. It doesn't look the best, but it doesn't look the worst.
I mean, there is one in the wall. 8 is Suji, so Daniel might continue to push. And I think we're heading to Ryukyoku.
Looks about right, because Kathy surely isn't going to drop something dangerous that far from it. Andrew gaining plus 500, putting a stick on the board, retaining dealership. Daniel able to scratch out with a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate feeling for Andrew. You started with this amazing high pie. You drew the perfect tile. You had a guaranteed Mongon, and it had very good chances to become Hanuman as dealer, and just could not draw your tile. They were all drawn by other players who defended well. And on top of that, you weren't even the only one Tenpai, so you didn't pick up net 2,000. You only gained 500 for that.
Yeah, you see Daniel with 3 out of the 8 tiles of your weight. Half your weight that you could see at the time. Or half the weight you couldn't see, and you gotta be at least a little bit salty over it.
But another
But
good high
again,
pie.
yeah, not too bad. You draw a 6 or a 9-so around that, you're feeling just good. Even if you can wiggle towards Tanya, I think you're feeling fine here. Oh, that is so good though. 6-0. There's no, never mind. There is one other 6-0 too. Could still get E-Pico.
I wonder how much temptation Andrew has to call a 4-mon or a 6-so. Should it come out for Tanya, fix one of those shapes. I think it's a little bit less likely because you have, even if you fill one side for Tanya, you still have another shape that needs to get exactly one side. And the 579 isn't exactly very strong either. In the meantime, Andrew upgraded the pin shape from a Gyankon to a Yanmen, so I think he'll just play this hand completely closed.
Yep. Looks about right. Interestingly enough, Kathy now is playing a Junshan, looking to build in the Dora. But problem is, Daniel's going to reach first to post, winning on 4-7p and just reach Pinfu Dora. Andrew draws a pair of the 7p, so we'll have to figure out how to resolve that or drop completely from another shape. Kathy decides to check, hopes that because of those 5, 7p is not going to be dangerous, drops in E-Pots and has to pay the toll for it. Upgrades to a Mongon, a devastating blow for Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy pushed from Junchan Ishantan. And that's kind of the MO for Kathy. Very aggressive player, willing to take the battles, and a lot of times gets rewarded. This time, ended up dealing it on Ipatsu, but
I mean, that was a big Ipatsu. That was a 4100 point Ipatsu. It was just 3900 before that.
yeah, in general, Daniel does a really good job of picking his spot, and has done a perfect job of that this game. 3 wins so far. 2 of them have been Mongans, and has even managed to stay Tempai in some hands where he was fighting against other players, just holding the winning tiles and dealing out safe ones and keeping maintaining the tempi. So he's been playing really well in this game.
What do we got for East Doras? I'm curious. There's one. Ooh, they were
2
split
now.
between all hands, but now Andrew's got the pair. All eyes over there, but it's not prevalent wind.
Home.
Oh no.
Wow, Daniel's just gonna shut this down again with a 1-4 so weight, and Crow could Kathy could easily discard the 1 so.
Oh,
Even
she
right
do it
here.
now.
The East is starting to get a little bit become a little bit of a question mark in that hand. It's hard to imagine this hand completing with the East. So at some point you have to throw it out or say I'm just gonna hold this forever.
Yeah,
And even
I'd
after,
imagine.
I was gonna say, even after drawing the pair of 1 pin, you could even think to shift to Chitoy as a way of incorporating the East, but
Yeah, I'd imagine Kathy with the state of her hand, she's gonna drop away from these pairs and hope it works out, or just deny anybody else the use of it, especially Daniel, who's opened up with the guaranteed Yakuai,
yeah,
but
just
throws the 1 so and ends up dealing into the 1300 point hand.
yeah, that 1 so had to come out eventually. I mean, Kathy did well to hold it for as long as it was in hand, but yeah, it was always going to deal in there. Almost always. The only out was drawing a 3 so, and that just never happened, unfortunately. But this is your final dealership. You've got a pair of Onko
Oh,
of
a
Sal.
strong hand.
We might even just the 7 mon here, trying to force the Dora into the hand. Ishantan for Kathy. Daniel
That's
attempting to fight back. 2 away from Tempai. Oh, 7-8 feels a little bit bad, but it's understandable in last place. You're trying to force the door into your hand.
yeah, if you're Kathy here and you draw like Tuso, do you just Dora Tonki, or with this hand, do you even just say I got enough value and try to take the much better 2-4-5 bean?
That's actually a rough choice. I'm trying to think of what Kathy would do. I'm not
Especially
sure.
on
I could see.
reach and not Dama. I could see a Dama Dora Tonki, that makes sense, but at that point I think you might as well just reach on the better way.
Well, I
Kathy
think.
though, fully committed.
Yeah, I think the decision has been made with his 4-pin
Oh
cut.
yeah.
So would likely have gone for the Tonki. If the con was made beforehand, probably would have gone for the wider weight because there's a lot of Uda chances and you want Tsumo.
Here's the chance, you gotta take the Shabo. For San Anko chance too.
Yes,
It's
Sonoko
a
would be
massive
huge.
hand. You have 3 or 4 Urabombs here on the chance. It's so big.
There are 2
Speaking
tiles
of big,
left.
what is that Tenpai for loose? No, that's Ishanten. A very weird hand.
And very importantly, the Tuso is fully visible by all players, and one of the 1-so has already been cut. So the chances of this being like a Shabo weight on the 1-so is very low. It's quite likely that if it's drawn, we'll see the 1-so dealt in.
Oh, and just here, loose could drop into it. Oh, but
Dodges
the
for now.
danger sense. It's still a Mawashi play though. Yeah, especially if 9-so gets proven. Oh! Yep, and decides to fight for the hand, especially with the new Dora pawn.
No Uda.
Does have to pay 4,800. Yeah, no Ura, so not as bad, but that could have been extremely dangerous. Still might be loose now, just barely ahead of Kathy. Kathy's still with dealership as well, although one of the most dud high pies I've seen in a hot minute for the dealer.
When your high pie is this bad, every draw is an improvement. Except for that draw.
I was about to say, don't. We're not going for Kokoshi, so there's still a couple of those. Oh my god, look at how fast Daniel's hand is too.
This is
Daniel's
insane.
already Ishan 10
If he
on
draws a 1-so.
Junchan chance. 1-so or even 9-so. I think you Tonki on the 1-so.
Absolutely, especially with the 4-so first cut. An insane Ricci Suji trap.
You almost gotta think that's a Suji trap at that point, like opening up Forso and then dropping those honors later. Although we are gonna see a 1-mon kept in hand, so still has the Junchan chance there. But also is opening up the idea to just a 1-4-mon or a 1-mon 4-mon Pinfu.
Yeah, just leaving more pair candidates.
Yeah, a
One
little bit
mon.
more flexibility into it. The Pinfu would give you probably a better Dama than the 1-So-Tonki.
Andrew with a very standard looking hand might be able to shut this down. This is E-shot down already for Andrew. Looking for 258. 258 pin. This doesn't quite give Tempai.
Could end up switching though and just playing the Pinzu as a San Menchan, but
If the 6-So comes out, I
find it
wonder
a
if
little
Daniel will
hard.
pass the Roan.
Yeah, you might.
I mean, this is totally fine. You're in first place. You can just win the hand and move us along.
Ooh, with that draw though, I don't think 6-mon's coming out or 6-0.
You could drop the
It's actually
8-So here.
really awkward.
Yeah, it's a really weird spot. I think I might like the 8-So there.
Yeah, I guess looking for improvement around the Pinfu gives you a better chance at drawing into like a San Menchan.
Each.
Could get Tempai here, probably gonna take the 5-8, so Ryanmen. Yep, does just that.
Ricci,
Gee.
Pinfu, Tanyao. On the 5-8. So 5-8, 6-9, all deal in to various players. Ooh, that is... At least it's Genbutsu. Otherwise, that'd be a really scary tale to deal.
Gee.
I think...
Importantly now, Daniel's still in Tempai, so if 9-So per se comes out, can still run to shut this down. Oh.
It's Dora, it's Suji, and you can see a lot of blockers.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's
Daniel
still a
pushes it.
scary tile though. Not on the board too. You do have one in your hand, but
and 9 pin is not clear at all. But oh, actually, it is. It's Suji. It's Suji to the 6 pin. So yeah,
Yeah.
totally fine. 1 pin safe
Oh.
as well. Somehow Daniel's making this work. 5-8 deals
Gee.
into 2 players now, as Luz is also Tempai for just Tanya Dora 1.
I'm on Suji, not too bad. Haku's out. 1-So is fine against everybody besides Luce, who's playing Tanya.
I think there are 2
Daniel.
5-8 versus 3 6-9.
No, I think it's 1-5-1-8, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Oh, yeah.
meant. Oh, there's one of them. But
Oh,
Crow can keep this for Tempai. Oh, are we going to see all 4 players Tempai here? There's only 4 draws
all
remaining.
Tempai on the 8-So. If
That would be...
if
Daniel
last
draws
8-So
one,
is dropping the
draws
yeah.
7.
Ah,
One
not
draw.
quite.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, the high take.
This is going to be Mongon minimum. Uratu.
Oh! That'll do it. Not as bad as the Urabomb 8 for Baimon, but that Hanemon is going to be a big deal. Now Daniel's got to be a little bit worried. Kathy's dreams are shattered, but Daniel might be sweating a little bit. One dealer Mongon, especially with Andrew still having the dealership, and Andrew's caught up. Daniel does not have as a secure first as he would have liked heading into this South dealership.
Yeah, when that happens, you start to wonder, should I have declared Ricci? You know, tried to shut down the table instead of this Dama wait? I mean, it's amazing that 6-9 didn't come out for as long as Daniel was Tempai. But you just have to keep playing, and Daniel calls the Chun. Dian Chanten now with Adora, hoping to be able to make use of it. If you draw the 7, so it's a little bit harder. And right now, Dora's the efficient cut, but Daniel will still hold it.
Yeah, especially if you draw that 4-So. Don't want to have drop Dora for no reason. Andrew on the right, not too much going on. Still building up the hand. Maybe might go towards Tanya to play it a bit more aggressively. Cut away from that 1-3 Kanchan. Still a ton of time to see. Luce building a very steady Tanya Pinfu. Well, Pinfu possibility. We'll have to see with that 7-So. Anko and Kathy with a very interesting hand. double pawns of the south and the north, already Tempai on 5-2 with Dora 1, double Yakuhai. I'd imagine with Kathy's position, though, you might want a little bit more. This does put you pretty close to loose, even on a Ron by Andrew or Daniel. But, I mean, you draw like a 6-mon or another door or something. You might try to get a little crazy with it. Start thinking big at Toy Toy.
Yeah, before cutting it, Kathy... Oh, there goes
Dum.
the 5. Kathy was holding the west. I think if it was paired up, probably would have gone for Honitsu. But found the Tempai first.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because even if you drew the 3, so you'd be able to upgrade the value of the hand as well to Mongon. So, just picked up the 3900. But that does put Kathy within striking range of 3rd place.
Yep, looking at 3 Han or what is that, 240 sumo, I believe, for Kathy in order to get to 3rd. Andrew also very, very close to Daniel. I believe the magic number is 340, Ron?
That would do it, yeah.
Is that
Or
right? Is
wait,
that
just a little
78?
short. That'd be 77 is 89. So 5
Oh,
short
yeah.
there.
Not quite. But again, you're a dealer, so you got a couple hands to rack it up without the game ending off. We're going to see Andrew call that quick Yakuhai to that extent. Potentially could even see a Sanshoku too. It's kind of a bad Sanshoku with triple Kanchan on the 5-7.
Daniel
But
also trying to speed up the hand with the call of the 8-mon. I mean, it's going to be a little tricky to work this out. So you have to discard this 9, so. Yeah, this is a tempo that won't win.
Curious to see how Daniel is gonna dig out of this. I mean, there's always Rinchon. Still 1-8 out.
That's true.
When in doubt, Rinchon it out.
I guess that must be a Nova phrase. I'm not familiar with
Nova
that one.
classic. Nova doesn't hit Rinchons, don't worry. I think I've seen one Rinchon in Nova since I started playing. Ooh, we are gonna see Andrew move closer towards. Still has that Ryoncon too. Really looking for that from Daniel, but Daniel with some lower Sozu might just opt to keep it in hand, try to shift more towards Tanya. I'm curious, if you draw 7 so, do you just drop 9 so and maybe have to commit to dropping Dora?
Look
Oh
at that pull.
jeez. Oh my, you know what? Drops 9 so. Not committed, might drop Dora later if it's more convenient. Although if
Actually,
that 7 so out, I'd imagine that's coming right away.
there's a 7-mon that was cut earlier. I'm a little surprised that wasn't called.
I think that was before the double.
Daniel's had
but I
that
guess
pair
just no
forever.
fifth. Yeah, I mean, I guess just looking at babies trying to take draw the 6 so and drop the 9 so is best out.
Yeah, would have
Didn't want to
broken.
commit to the pawn and getting another pair.
Yeah, exactly. It would have broken your tempai, but I think you want to try to win this hand, not just hold
Yeah,
tempai
I
for
mean,
30 turns.
I guess then maybe you're worried about drawing a second 7 so and then having to drop a Dora this late, which is very scary. We'll see
Yeah.
though. Luckily though, I mean, Andrew's not even Tempai right now. Daniel could, if Daniel makes the right read, could just deny any calls and Andrew could just draw dead. This game could end right here.
Oh, there's a Yeonman upgrade. 7-mon will come out. And with the way the discards have come from Andrew, players might be suspecting a tempai at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kathy trying to regain some points.
Oh,
Not gonna
wow.
be enough to
This is
get
gonna...
there. Oh!
Not going to deal in because it's Furitan, but...
On the... Oh, yeah, I forgot a 2 was picked up earlier.
But Daniel did draw into tempai there, so cancel.
And we'll keep the same amount of distance away from Andrew if
Oh,
Andrew can
tough
find
choice.
Tempai.
Home.
Kathy's going for it. Pone,
If
discard
Kathy
Dora.
I think you gotta take it. At least get in the K-Ton. Switches out the weight. Tries to play out the Genbutsu 3-mon. Scare other people off again though. Oh, so it just comes No, Andrew's still not in Tempai. 7mon's not gonna help.
G.
Andrew's out.
Andrew is out. Oh no.
It's interesting. Also had the 7-mon to fold with, but yeah, just totally out of this hand. And it looks like... Oh! Daniel just sumos the 3-pin.
Oh
Okay.
my.
Okay, it's been Daniel's game.
Insult to injury. 4 more K from Andrew. And Daniel with a massive win here. Was that
Yeah,
plus
it seems like
42?
every season Daniel has at least one of these games where, I mean, he won 3 Mongon hands and then picked up points along the way in several other hands as well. Plus 42, 57,000 points to finish the game. Andrew did well to pick up a second place here with a huge Hanuman sumo. On high to no less, plus 12.2. Luce takes 20.8, and Crow taking negative 33.8. It was a tight battle between those two, but I mean there really wasn't much to do in that game. It was the Daniel and Andrew show, and mostly Daniel.
Yeah, especially with Kathy having to pay that big dealer payment halfway through. That really set her back.
That being said, I'm anticipating a second game from this table
Oh, it starts in just a second even. I don't even think they wasted any time.
right into it. Well,
Feels
we should get
almost
right
like
into
they
it
just
too.
queued right away, yeah. At 20 seconds, I mean, I'm curious to see if Daniel still keeps with that aggression or maybe after that huge win decides to back up maybe a little bit. Decides, well, I have my one super lucky, great starting game now. I think maybe I'll back off a little bit because I won't expect that 2 games in a row.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We are into the game, and what a wacky start for Crow here. Chuso makes a lot of sense. I guess that's probably going to be Honitsu or Tsuiso.
I think, yeah, you gotta just play. Oh, well, hold on. Could even just be Honroto Chitoi Honitsu. That's
Home.
still pretty alive right now.
Okay, no Tsuiso.
Hey, Honroto Toy Toy. You'll take that Honitsu to add on top.
Yeah, that's still pretty good. Double East at that.
Yeah, that Hatsu might get a little clunky if Andrew pairs up, but oh
Oh.
my god. That might actually be a problem now though. Because you gotta get East and Dora Hatsu out.
I mean,
Especially if it gets later in the rounds.
the value of
People
this
are
hand is
starting
already
to pick 'em up.
massive. This is insanely good no matter
What
which
is
ones
that?
you get. You can win on the
Toy,
North and the Chun and still have
Honitsu,
Mongon.
double green. It's Hanemon minimum with how it's going.
Yeah.
Baimon chance if you hit. No, Baimon minimum because even you have to hit at least 2 of the Yakuais too, and if you hit the green, the red, and the east, I think that's Sanbai. No, even just the east and the green.
This is just a monster.
Is...
And we just have to wait to see what these honor tiles is. I mean, Crow had the opportunity to hold on to this 3-mon Chi down for like a Chanta Honitsu and drop one of the pairs, but I mean, the value of this hand is just so strong.
Oh, this might actually be detrimental. Andrew playing a Honitsu of his own, or even just sensing that Kathy is relying upon a Yakuhai and isn't dropping this tune.
I think it's a Chitoi maybe? Because Andrew
Could
doesn't
be.
want to drop this Hatsu ever, and now Chitoi's confirmed.
Oh, that could be really bad or really good. Mochi even on one of these is going to put Crow back so far. Kathy's going to struggle so much with one of these locked out.
Yeah, I mean, if Daniel pairs up the Chun particularly, this is just over.
Kathy can't even back out. Try to shield like a 3-mon or something to alleviate people's worries. Drop like double north after. Where are these honors? There's no norths, no east. 1 green and 1 red in the wall.
Here's the chance. Kathy switches
If
to
he
the
drops
Chanta
double
play.
north. Actually, a big loss in value.
Yeah,
Not
Daniel
dropping
finds
the norths and
Tempai.
everything.
Richie Pin Futanyao on 3-6 pin. Oh, East drawn by Andrew and just pushes it out. So this could be Tempai for Crow. Andrew holding true to the winning tiles. This is actually really dangerous for Daniel. Oh, that's a door that's
Oh,
probably
this is
never
the
coming
last one
out.
too. There's no shot.
I mean,
There's
Luce is
zero chance
Tempai,
Liz can put
but
that this late.
especially with these
Against
wacky
dealer
discards.
and reach, no shot.
Yeah, 3 so instead.
Oh, in the north. Oh, if Kathy would have been brave, the Honroto, that north definitely would have came out. That would have been the Honroto Toy Toy, the massive hand.
And now with the con especially, you don't want to push. Oh, 4-pin. Yeah, Andrew's out too.
Yeah,
So it's just a
makes
battle
sense.
between Daniel and Crow. Who will draw the tile? There's only one Shun left. Oh, there it is!
Oh! Much cheaper sumo, but still expensive. Panemon.
Nope.
No,
Bye,
I discount
Mon.
him just enough for Baimon. Oh my
Dealer
god. So
Baimon.
Honroto and Toy Toy would have been. Oh my god, that would have been. Would that have been Kazuo?
See, if we add... no. Still
We
Sunbai, I
had
think.
2. Honroto's 2, right?
Right.
But you have -1 because you don't get Shanta. No, it
Yeah.
wasn't. Kathy was at 8. Yeah, so
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would
See, if
have
it was
been
just pure +4, it's
11.
still short. But still,
Oh yeah.
Sunbai would have been insane.
But if you would have not gotten the north and called the green and the red, I think that was 13.
Yeah, I think that's a few too many ifs because all the greens were held and never coming out.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
But
Well,
still,
I mean, if you call the
insane hand
north,
by Crow. I mean,
it goes around.
you're picking up 8,000 points from all the players. Basically saying in this game, I'm finishing first place. All of you can fight for second. And another very exciting high pie for Crow with Adora and great shapes. Could turn into 4-5-6 Sanjaku, but it does need a little bit of reworking of the hand to force it that direction. Daniel with okay shapes. Yeah, I'm not too displeased to see these. Yeah, there's a door in hand as well. Could turn into Tanya in the future. Across the way loose with all 4 7-mon. And of course, one of those is connecting to a 5-mon, so we won't see a con just yet. Maybe there's a world where you can build towards a Sanjaku, but the 9-so comes out, so not forcing that. Andrew, with okay shapes, can accept the Dora. And also the north is Andrew's wind, seat wind, but
Yeah,
if he
went
had the
out
pair at the start,
already.
didn't call it.
I think it was drawn after. Not 100%, but we'll see. Kathy is moving a little bit closer to the Sanchoku.
Yeah, has found an alternate pair outside of the 4-so. So if you draw 5-so, you can absolutely hope to win on the 6-mon and get the Sanchoku. And even if you draw the 6-mon, you might even take the Ricci. You probably will take the Ricci on the 5-so itself.
Yeah, the value's so good.
Even Dama is strong value too. Oh, and actually, Crow will take the Dama.
Sanchoku Dora 1. If you draw 4-mon too, you get Tanya on top of that. That's Bongon.
Yeah, 5-so not a super strong weight because it is the Dora indicator. And so I think if there's an upgrade with the 7-so, Kathy will probably take that Ricci.
Yeah, you might have to.
But if this wasn't the Dora indicator, probably would stick with the Sanjaku. Especially because it would force... Like, Ricci would give him Mongon for sure.
Andrew thinking about what the play is here. Is going to cut away and try to make absolute use of the Dora. Can take 3 or 6-so in order to help that out.
Tempai.
Oh, and that is going to be Tempai, but I almost kind of like just cutting the 9-mon and waiting here. Trying to force a con and go for Rinchan, or just give yourself an Ura right at the last second.
This is such a tricky play from Luce. Who would Suji Trap Ricci the last 8-mon?
Man. Only an insane person would reach on the last 8-mon Suji Trap.
Oh, Crow, Kathy drew the upgraded 7-so and threw it back once this Dama Sanjaku. It's always an interesting question, you know, the guaranteed Pinfu Dora 1 versus the Sanjaku that's got this bad weight.
Yeah, I mean, 8-so is Genbutsu too, which makes it a little bit better.
Boom.
But if you're gonna cut 4-so that late against a reach, I think that signals something's up around there. It's looking like K10 right now, though.
Yeah,
That
Daniel's
last
found.
8-mon stuck in a wall. Or stuck in a hand.
Yeah, Andrew pulled the last 5, so will not leave the hand. And now Crow is deciding between which is safer, the 3 or the 6. 6 is slightly safer, so that comes out.
Yeah, but Andrew giving 1,000 to the board. And now pretty decent high pie. Looking just like a nice solid Pinfu. Has a Dora that's stranded right now, but plenty of chances to draw around it. Or even pair it up. Daniel to the right has a quick Yaku-Eye pair, but not much else going on towards that. Some ugly shapes, gonna have to fill in and handle. Cross loose, not too much going on as well. Very standard hand. Really looking to get some Dora in there to increase the value, keeping a bunch of Pinzu around it, and Andrew will check back in with a bit.
Yeah.
Looking like the maybe forcing or trying to go towards Honitsu, but it's just a clunker. A lot of clutter needed to get out.
In the meantime, Kathy finding Ishanten. Headless, so you could pair up the door here. That would be sweet. It will be really interesting to see what Kathy does, specifically if the 6-mon is drawn.
6-mon. I was thinking 6-mon or maybe even like if 9-mon pairs, you can start playing a little risky and trying to build in that 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku. Or I guess conversely, the 4, 5, 6.
リーチ
I think 6-mon, you're right about the 6-mon though. That is going to be the linchpin.
I think if 6-mon's drawn, I just cut
Deciding
9-mon. And not take the
Yeah.
Tenpai. But Loose has a Tenpai, does take the Richi. That is Summonchan. Richi, Nomi. But you anticipate being able to win this one.
Yep, 369 does still have a con opportunity on the 8 pin 2 to chase a little bit more value, get another indicator. Oh, there's that 6-mon, but it's against a reach too. No 9-mons on the board, so it doesn't look the best.
9-mon should be pretty safe with it being Suji. Even though it is Shompa, it does make it a little bit more scary. And the benefit of not taking the Richi here, you'd probably be dropping the 5 for Dora Tanki. Oh, there goes the 9, so. But the benefit of taking that play is you have so many draws to Tenpai in the Manzu that give you a Yamen weight. There you have the Sanchoku chance as well. And if you do happen to draw the pair in the Pinzu, you have a Summonchan Richi, even though it's 50-10. The 3-sided nature gives you some more optimism that you'll be able to complete it. Here we go, Daniel's dealership. Shun pair in hand, Dora acceptance available. Do so is a nice pickup to advance this hand further. Ooh, Dora draw for Loose on the right after calling the south. And this is looking like a fast 3900. Even Bangan. Oh no, the other Dora being held. So not a Bangan here, but Loose certainly in the driver's seat in this hand. Across the way, Andrew has the other pair of June. So Mochi Mochi with Daniel here. A little bit of a difficult task for the two of them. It looks like Andrew will probably keep this hand closed, go for Richi Dora 1. As we see Loose calling a third time for Tenpai on the 2-5-mon. And Kathy on the left with standard shapes might end up having to drop this 2-mon though. Probably won't do it anytime soon. Draws pending, of course. Because this is Ishanten. But if you draw an upgrade, it might leave the hand. Pull.
Boom.
Oh, the East comes out. Hold on.
Right after Daniel had paired it up. So now Diamen, Ishanten with chance at Shanta now.
Yeah, that would be nice. Help a little bit with the value. We're still looking at 2 2-mons and 1 5-mon in the wall, so Loose has a lot of tiles to win off of. We're gonna see Daniel play a bit more towards that Chanta, also build in the safe tile. Maybe try to catch somebody off guard with like a West Tonki one shot.
Gee, Tempai, 1 4 mon, and there's 3 1 mon in the wall. No 4 mon left, but you didn't want to win on that one anyway.
Oh, and Kathy, not
Ishanten,
quite Tempai, but so
Sumo.
close. Has Tanya too, but 5 mon sumoed. It's gonna be 3 Han 30 going to loose.
it took a while, but finally got there. All right, that extends the lead a little bit for Luce. Very close to passing 30,000. It is only East 3, even with that huge lead for Crow. Luce here, high pie wise. A little bit of awkward shapes. I mean, you have 2 pairs and this penchant to fix, but this hand is workable. To the right, Andrew has pretty standard shapes. Kanchan in the Manzu doesn't feel amazing, but because it's in the middle, it's easy to upgrade. Crow across the way. Is that a very real Daisangan I see?
Extremely real with one in the dead wall and only one other one in player's hands.
Yeah, very likely to be a Honitsu for this hand. Honitsu Hatsu is pretty good, especially when, as with this huge lead, you don't need a ton of value. I mean, you'd love to add as much value as possible, but you don't
I mean,
need to force it.
you pair up that Haku too. Kathy's got the only Haku on the board so far. She could very well draw another and be in the driver's seat. Could even just go Chitoi Honitsu at that point.
Yeah, you're right. Daniel gets a nice Anko draw with this 3-mon, and this is 2 away from Tempai. I wonder how eager Daniel is to start to call. Oh, this is Ishantan.
Oh,
So maybe if the 3-so comes out, he calls this down for just the 1,000 points.
yeah, maybe try and keep loose further down so you can still catch her later. I
If
don't
your
think
shape,
it's a terrible play.
if you had 2 good shapes, I'd prefer to just keep it closed.
But yeah, when that 3-so really needs to be answered. And especially even if you draw the Sanmenchan with the 5-so, you're in Fury 10 on that 9.
And here's the thing, at this
Eat.
point, it's pretty obvious that Crow's doing something unusual. So you want to
Mhm.
shut that down, and if you end up on the 3-so weight, Crow would push it, but likely push it. But there's no guarantee that the other players will, and they might just hold them all. We can see all the 3-so are being held. Andrew has declared Ricci, with Ricci Pinfu, waiting for 7 pin.
4-7. Hey, it's pretty good weight too. 3 7s, 2 4s.
That's actually really
Kathy
strong.
declines to call, interestingly enough. Doesn't want to take any risk right now. Kathy would have also been Tempai on the Chitoi Honitsu Dora too. If she would have braved and checked the reach.
Yeah, Daniel had a moment of Tempai there, but didn't want to push the 7-mon. So now has the 4-so to pass safely.
Ooh, with the 7p.
Sumo.
Could be detrimental, doesn't even matter. Andrew draws.
Oh!
Oh,
that
that's
stings.
so big.
I was just about to say, this
Especially-
cheap 2,700 point hand, no. Uda 2?
It being Ura 2 is actually huge too, because with it being the Pinfu Sumo, it's even still not that worth that much at 4 Han 20. That Ura 2 to get it to 5 Han is such a big jump.
No, that was just 3 Han. It was 3 Han 20, very cheap, and picked up
Yeah,
over 5,000 points with those 2 Uda. So that is, like you said, a huge win for Andrew. And look at the standings now. Andrew in second. That is
yeah.
jumps right over
Still
Luce, who
has
had to
this
eat the
dealership.
Oyakaburi.
Yeah, probably one of the better, if not best, outcome for that hand. And doesn't have the best shape to work with here, but not terrible. I mean, you're in the dealer
Home.
seat, so you hit that one of those penchons, you hit that 4-5 men, reach on the last one. You get some decent options. Could even think about going Isu here if you get offered either 8-so or 3-so.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of desperation because you've seen Luce open up on the Chun. You know that Luce has all the incentive of the world to outspeed you on your dealership. Ishanten, though, for Andrew.
Could even get it closed. That'd be big, but Loose is starting to build a monster here. Pair of the East and a pair of the Souths.
Could just cut the penchant here, go for a Pinfu.
Yeah, might be the way to do it for Andrew. I mean, honestly, might be a bit of a controversial take, but if 9-so hits the board, I might get a little buck wild from this position. All that nice shape. You see Loose
Reach.
has got a pretty quick hand.
Oh, it's
But
a
with a reach
Ricci.
from Kathy, that might
Oh,
shut
that's
it
a
down. That's nasty.
yeah. You don't even want to win on the 9-mon, but that's the most likely one. But
Oh,
because
Loose might have just gotten bailed out by getting Tenpai too.
it's so difficult to push a 4-7 against this, but
I mean, better than pushing double south. That's the one that deals in. Oh my! Loose is cracked out. That's insane. What a read.
yeah, East, because East would also deal into a Yaku
East
here.
was the
Each.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not double south,
none
it's
on the
just single
board.
south. Oh, but Andrew's gonna fight.
Whoa, is that 3-6-0?
Yes,
Just that. Yeah.
Ricci Pinfu.
Not great, but it's something. Could have alternatively
No.
There
also
goes the
gone on
south.
9-so, 7-so Shabo, but
Oh, another Ura
South comes out.
too. What is with
Oh
this
my.
table?
What did
They-
we do?
They
What
can't.
triggered this?
They can't not hit the Ura.
Yeah, did Tenho update in between this game? Is this the Ura 2 patch?
I feel like I need to just convince my table to start playing right now and do
We-
nothing but
Mark this time
no open hands, just Ricci everything.
Yeah, sorry. Flow is based on the day, so it's already over. Day and time. You're gonna have to do some calculations to figure out when on the Ricci calendar this comes up again. Starting with the eye by Kathy, not too bad. I mean, could even work in a little bit of Sanshoku Dora 1. You know, the shape otherwise isn't the best, but it's not the worst. Can still end on a Pinfu. Daniel with some very nice shape, very standard Pinfu-ish hand. Loose across the table, can do some nonsense, has a potential Itsu build, can wiggle towards Chanta. Couple different options here. Could even just go Itsu, Dora 1, Pinfu. Not
Maybe
bad at all.
he shot that already. Oh, second Dora.
Ooh, very interesting. I mean, I think you definitely throw 3-so. Might even just take the poor Shaba if you get like another 7-mon. Last 7 in West. Even with one out on the board.
Well, I think we're losing Itsu now.
I mean, it's technically -1.
But it's a little bit more guaranteed, and you get well, you don't even
Yeah.
get Pinfu with this because the Shaw is your seat wind.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't have Pinfu at all. Yeah, so it is -1.
But Ricci Door
I
2,
mean, it's not guaranteed, but yeah, Ricci Dora
it's
2
52
with a
minimum.
better weight.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, you can't feel too bad about that.
Oh, Tenpai.
Reach.
Yeah, I'd imagine you smack that, throw the Hotsie down. Throw a monkey wrench in everybody's hands.
Oh my goodness, look at all these winning tiles being drawn.
Oh,
There's
hold
one left
on.
in the
Kathy
wall.
might push. Kathy does push. 3-6 mon, which is actually an atrocious weight.
But
There
it's better.
is-
It's better, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, 1-6 mon, 2-3 mons. Not quite as bad as I was thinking.
So it's 3 versus 1. There's only one more 5 on in the wall.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. Why is it that every time I talk about the one final tile, it gets drawn? Ricci
I think
Tsumo
the
Dora
last
2.
time this happened, no, last time it happened it was 6 mon. So
Yeah, and then there was Chun when Crow won that Baimon, the dealer Baimon. Every time we call it out, it happens.
it's the magic of the Hellwhite.
Of course, the players don't realize that there's only one left in the wall. They just 6 were being held in hand by the other players. That's crazy.
Yeah, especially that early in the round, you never expect that.
Daniel now in 4th place needs to put something together on this dealership. Has the high pie to do it. No, not a lot of value here. It could just be Ricci Pinfu.
Yeah, I mean, even shutting down a Dora on a round, this is one of the better times to get this, I think. Trying to make sure no one is able to get that free Mongon. Also, just not being too caught up with any Dora you might want to play that are a little bit more workable. Loose, very good shape as well. Could potentially even be looking somewhere in the Sanshoku realm. Not close at all, but there is a distance 5, 6, 7 that is playable. Andrew is going to full commit to the Honitsu. Could even again tag in a cheat toy. No Dora in hand yet though, so it's not the most dangerous hand. Definitely flirting around with Mongon. And Kathy, not too much going on. Looking to play standard, maybe a bit more defensive. Keep your options open. You got cheat toy, Peiko. Something that'll just get you past post, get the game advanced, and try to secure this first to catch up from last game.
Without
Importantly,
3.
Kathy only won over 30k too, so definitely looking to make sure everybody stays below. So you can get that +5 UMA.
Yeah, before that last big win, I believe Kathy was at 60,000 points. Oh, I guess there were a couple Mongon Sumos that dropped Kathy down. But was that like 62,000 points, which is +52? Would have absolutely wiped out the 4th place with and more from the last game. But Andrew now Ishanten for Chitoy.
Oh, very interesting spot. And luckily, the Haku being once cut is actually one of the better spots for Andrew to be in.
Well, now it's twice cut.
Listen, I mean, if you're
That
ever
just makes
gonna
it a
get
better
the
weight,
Dora
right?
cheat toy, yeah, it's on the helmet. You know, nobody else is able to use it. You brick one hand if somebody draws it.
Each.
Oh, but we are gonna see Daniel get Tenpai and take it on just the 8 pin.
Oh, this is scary. This is
Oh, I didn't even realize if Andrew draws last 8p too, then he just has a normal hand on a Honitsu. What an odd shape.
Yeah, Andrew's got a couple different places to go. I mean, ooh,
It's kinda
5.
scary. You might want to brave the Haku. Oh wow, shoves. Andrew wants points.
Well, Andrew realizes that it's almost
Points.
impossible for Daniel to use this Dora. And so the value is probably coming from the fact that Daniel's dealer, but that's really scary. In 3rd place, dealing into dealer Ricci, who is in last.
Oh, you see the Haku's dead now. So that will come out. Still one more AP left. Not that time though. the commentator, still one more, not working right now.
Loose. We're looking for a 4-pin to just shut this down. There's an 8-pin.
That's the last one. Kathy's gonna hold it, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
Hands
Kathy
aren't
gets
close enough to fight for.
if Kathy gets Tempa, I wonder if it comes out just saying, I've got such a big lead, there's no way I can lose it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the cheap hand to deal into. It's just Richie no me.
For now.
Yeah, until though. No, never mind. That's not it.
Yeah, 5 shows the child says I still want to fight. But
That's
no
fine.
draws
That's the last
left.
draw.
That's actually
Yeah.
Tempai for Andrew on the last draw.
Locked out. I mean, that's big for Andrew because Loose drops down 1500 too.
Yeah, that puts
So
Andrew
yeah,
ahead.
they've traded plus 100. They zero out if Daniel and Kathy are the only ones to exchange points back and forth for the rest of the game. Andrew is gonna top over Loose.
All right, well, Daniel continues as dealer. 1 Ricci stick, 1 home ball. 3 pairs, and just a whole mess of tiles. None of these shapes look good. It's one of those hands
Yeah.
where I start to preemptively think about Chitoy.
Sanshoku. Yeah, G-Toy or Sanshoku on 1, 2, 3. Although, hey, just drew a 4th. Looking a little bit better now.
Oh,
Loose on the
loose.
right. Ugh.
Yeah, not good there either. There's a door in that hand. Andrew. The shapes are better, but no value. Can't accept a Dora now. Crow. Those shapes look good. Ricci, Pinfu,
Yeah.
Dora. And you could even draw more pin tiles, work towards Nipeiko. Gets to Tanya as well. Break away from that upper Monzu Kanchan shape. 6-mon would be a huge draw for Crow here. 7 is good though, it fills one of your shapes. And now you have to decide whether you're holding onto the Diankan and the Monzu, or moving towards Tanya with like the 9-mon cut. And Crow just says, I'll keep all the good shapes. It is a little bit harder to incorporate another Dora should you draw it with this path. But we'll just take the Tempai for
Ooh.
Tanya.
Yeah. Makes sense. There's a 6-mon out on the board. Could be looking safe to do it. What has happened with Daniel's hand since I've looked away?
Yeah, we got back over here, and
What
now all of a sudden
the?
it's Suanko.
What? How many? What are we looking at? One
Home.
so
All right,
is dead.
Toy
And I think,
Suanko.
yeah, I like that toy call. It's aggressive, but I think it's the right time to do it. You see 2 5s too, so you think maybe I can slide a 4-so from somebody, make it a bit easier. 8-so will come after that.
1
I
Ooh,
wonder.
and loose is Tenpai on the 7-so right now for Sanshoku Nomi or Sanshoku
Oh,
Dora
it's
1.
coming out.
Oh yeah,
Done.
that'll do it. That's pretty bad for Andrew.
Yeah, I wonder if Daniel
Unfortunate for
could have
Daniel.
held that a little bit longer and thought about Chinitsu actually. Would have had to cut 6 pin, 6 pin.
Yeah, I wonder which ones. Yeah, but see, the 7-8-8 just feels so clunky that late too. I think you either play that toy or nothing.
But if you
I think there
draw,
might have been an.
if you draw 6-so or even another 7-so, all of a
Oh
sudden it's very
yeah,
strong. Even
that's
8-so is
true.
good.
I wasn't looking at how many there were too. I know there were the double 5-so out. I don't remember what else was dropped around the Sozu.
But yeah, if you get one more pull and then the 7 comes out anyway and deals in, and that was the most likely end to that hand. But Luz picks up the sticks there, even though it was just a cheap hand, and importantly, moves back over Andrew, as you noted. This means that as dealer, you can make a little bit of run, put yourself over 30,000, and even if you get a Mangan, Sumo, or something like that,
Home.
you're in contention for first.
You're feeling pretty good. Andrew recognizes that and wants to
Home.
just
Wow.
absolutely play these two Dora. I mean, could even on a 7 or 8 pin draw just go for Toy as well. Toy Tanya Dora too.
Yeah, Mangan would be huge
Cheeky little
there.
Mongon.
Home.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Tenpai already.
and Tenpai. Atazuke on the 6, but with
Oh, no!
5 Kavade.
Crow, it might deal into this here.
Crow might be playing Shitoy. She might have the recognition. I mean, with 5 Kavade, 6 is a pretty decent candidate.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a Chitoy play. Oh, there's Tenpai, but you'll usually wait on the tune here.
Oh,
Don't.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're gonna get Tenpai on the Shitoy, you definitely take the Chune over that 6.
You would get Tanya with the 6, but Kathy doesn't really need the
Ah.
points, just needs the win.
Yeah, and I mean, only 3 Han 30 isn't the worst in the world. That's probably worth advancing the dealership. But now the problem is you got 2 people who are pretty reasonably close to getting over 30K.
Yeah, that's almost worse than losing the points. Is there's the chance that somebody wins 2,600 and gets over 30,000.
Yeah, if Kathy just needs 1 Han right now to shut it all down and have this absolutely massive win. Problem is Andrew has got a killer start.
234
Very good high
Sanshoku
play.
chance.
234 Sanshoku, could even just go Tanyao, standard Pinfu.
Richidora 1. There's some options here. A lot of it will depend on what actually gets drawn, because these shapes, some of them are good, but a lot of them are just Kanchans that are a little bit tricky. Kathy doesn't have a very fast route to Tenpai, it's just waiting for the good draws, but the good draws have been coming.
Oh yeah, she's been upgrading every turn. Daniel, though, has got an interesting hand. Daniel needs a lot of value, though, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see how he chooses to play this.
Do we
And Loose is so close to Tenpai here.
Do we call the...
Ishantan.
Ooh, with the Dora. Maybe Itsu? Maybe Sanchoku? Even... Oh, Andrew's been drawing well.
Everyone, yeah. Everyone filling in very quick. Is that Tenpai? No, that's not quite Tenpai for Loose.
Yeah, Ishanten there, Ishanten for Andrew, Dian Shanten for Crow, Dian Shanten for Daniel. So it's going to be a really tight race here.
Curious to see whether if Andrew gets 3-so, if he decides to take the Ryanman for Pinfu or the Nobetan. Even
Yeah,
being
it's
by the
interesting.
Dora,
Reach.
especially if you drop like a 1 pin, it might feel like a better way. We are gonna find Loose with Tenpai though. Oh my god, potential Itsu chance too with the Dora. This could be a Mongon.
Yeah, even if it isn't the Itsu, it's still reaching Pivdora enough to get over 30,000.
Andrew Braves 4-so. What's
This
that
is,
early 3-so?
yeah, super wide. Andrew's saying, I'll take this fight. I'm probably not dropping to 4th even if I deal in, so I'll fight you on this.
Yeah, he's expecting, especially with Andrew being dealer, loose wins it all, and he's getting past. Amon not gonna do it. Really looking for something around this Pinzu, but the Pinzu are looking stretched on the board.
4-7, still 4 in the wall, and there's one of them.
No. On the cheaper side, but again, still plenty to pass Andrew.
Ah, Uda, doesn't make a
Oh,
difference.
for Mongon.
All right, so that means Luce will get over 30,000. Crow will still take the first place. That's Kathy plus 34.6. And plus 10.9 for Luce in second place. Andrew, negative 10.6 in third place. Had a big Mongon to get back to the game. And Daniel ended up dropping a little bit here, minus 34.7. I think this might be the exact reverse of the last game. Yeah,
Yeah, that
it is
seems
the exact
about
reverse
right.
in results. So that's going to even things out in the stands a little bit. But, I mean, this game was just all about that first hand, that huge Baimon. Dealer Baimon went for Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
For Kathy, I think...
Really set the tone and the pace for the rest of the game, too. Although, again, Kathy could have been a little bit more ambitious there, I think, in that starting hand, even though it might not have came together. And I think there were some other hands where she kind of backed off a little bit more than I would have liked, especially being... Oh, never mind. I thought Kathy was lower in the standings. But could have potentially, started to try to play a bit more aggressive, really try and make sure everybody was under 30, play really aggressive for a massive first.
Yeah, we'd have to dig through the wall to see what would have happened if Kathy went for it all with a Toy Toy, Honitsu,
I mean, I think it
Hogoto.
depended on the North pawn, because if North comes out and it gets pawned, it changes the draws, and especially if it was the first one out, which was Toyman, then Kathy would have drawn the last Hatsu.
Yeah, and of course, the North came out possibly because Kathy discarded the North pair, might not have come out otherwise.
That's true,
So
yeah.
yeah, we'll never know. But I think you can't complain with the result. Dealer Baimon,
Mm-hmm.
perfectly satisfied with that.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like they're only playing 2 games at this table, which means we will get the chance to shift to another game.
Oh,
We'll go
and
ahead
we
and
got...
we'll look through that.
Mhm.
Switch out the names, switch out the games. When we come back, we'll have another matchup for you. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, well, that's the fastest turnaround we've had in a while. We are back into the action already. And let's go ahead and switch to Vincent's perspective, the dealer. And this
And
is...
everybody is close in store, but this seems like a fairly explosive
Boom.
hand.
Yeah.
Quickly, though, chance to catch our breath. Vincent does deal into Korok to Arthur. And Arthur picks up a very nice little bonus on top going into his dealer round. His first one in East 4.
Yeah, so we went from one A1 game into another. This is table 2
2.
for A1. Andres, Arthur, who's Korak, Kenyon, Vincent. Currently, we're looking at Korak. Andres is on the right, Kenyon across the table, Vince on the left, and this group of players all hovering around the top. Andres is currently leading in A1, and Korak right behind in third place
Gee.
overall. Kenyon, who just had a nice series to jump up to fifth place, hoping to continue the momentum and currently looking strong in second place currently.
Yeah, Vincent, I mean, just right above the 0.0 at 7.7. If someone topples or someone comes out on top big in the series versus each other, they could very well be top of A1. Even if Vincent gets two first here with the opponents, it could work out where Vincent is at the top. Would need some good massive thirst, but nothing's out of the possibility. Although Arthur looks like he's taken this by storm. Ugh, can't talk tonight. Arthur looks like he's going to take this table by storm to start, though. We already have a good lead so far at 35 and a great hand.
Yeah, very
Looking
good
like a reach
shapes.
Pinfu, maybe even a Dora in tow.
And you know it's Korak, so he's looking at the 345 Sanchoku chance.
It's true. A bit harder to pull off, but is possible.
Yeah, would almost require your pairing up the 6 or 7 so, and then you can seriously think about it.
Yeah, but especially with two other suits where you have that extra tile to try to form a pair, I can't imagine this late too we'll be able to find it.
Kenyon,
Oh, and we are going to see not quite Tenpai.
yeah, had called aggressively
That's oh,
for
that's
this.
an interesting spot. Do you drop 2P here?
Yeah, 2 or 7, I think is fine. I mean, a lot of times 1 pin is the normal cut, but because sorry, 1 mon is the normal cut, but because it's near Dora, and you also want to maximize your pair chances, your pair candidates, makes a lot of sense to hold on to it.
Well, maximizing pair candidates and committing because you have or committing to Junshan for some extra points is almost why I like 2P. You give yourself not only that last 1P, but also the 1 mon chance, and both of those can form your head.
Yeah, the 8 mon, of course, the 8 pin. That's what we're looking for the Sanchoku, Junchan Sanchoku. And the only real backfire with the 2 pin cut is if you draw the 9 mon. However, 2 of the 9 mon were discarded already, so it was very difficult for that to happen. And then the third one came out later, so no backfire possible here for Kinnan. Really nice discard.
Ooh, and Arthur punished just a little bit by committing off and committing the pair to the Sozu right away. Does draw that 2-so, would have been Tenpai right now on 3-6 mon, but not quite there.
Yeah, you have to choose which pair to keep, which diamond shape to attach to. Chose the pin one. I'm sure there were reasons for that. I mean, sometimes it's just 50-50. In
I
this
mean, I think
case,
it also may have been some danger sensed from Kenyon, maybe from the Sozu, trying to think, well, I better get this early or this Sanso out of my hand a little bit earlier.
yeah, that's a good point
But
because Sanzo could deal in. I guess 3 pin also deals in.
yeah, I think there I like, instead of committing a pair, I think I like just committing a Roundman more,
Yeet.
honestly. I don't know which one's quite better. We are gonna see a Chitoy reach from Vincent, waiting on Dora, trying
Yeah,
to back everybody else off.
interesting move from Kenyan. Had kept the 1-3 shape, so the play here is either pair the Dora and go for Sanchoku, or pair the 1 and go for Junchan Sanchoku. But given the reach, I
Problem
don't think you can drop either of those.
yeah,
And if you are going to drop one, probably the 1.
and you can't pair up the 9P either. All three other copies are dead on board. So this could actually be bad. Kenyon could deal in here, or just opt to Dora Tonki, I guess, which is probably more likely than pushing Dora this late, especially against her reach. Andre has been trying to find Tenpai,
Yeah,
has
just
to Mawashi about and has not quite gotten there yet.
decides to just drop the full Anko 5 pin. Get out of this hand. Looks like Kenyon's out as well. Still could find Tenpai though. Oh, that's Tenpai for Itsu. How did that happen, Korak?
Not going to be able to get the 6 mon out, but an absolutely massive Tenpai got. Korak gets to keep the momentum and get plus 1500 without having to commit a reach stick for it.
Yeah, I wasn't able to talk about this earlier, but Korak drew the 1 mon, and pretty soon afterwards, or he held that in hand, and pretty soon afterwards the reach came out and couldn't drop the 1 mon against that, but ended up drawing around it. 1, 2, 3,
Yep, drop
finding the
2
Tenpai.
mon, got the 3. And now not a bad starting hand here either. I mean, much the same, just a nice, easy reach Pinfu hand. Could potentially play a Dora, could potentially work on that 2-3-4 Sanchoku. Maybe even 3-4-5.
Yep, looking for those draws to make that happen. Andres on the right with the Dora 3 Manuel secured in one of the shapes. Could be a 5, 6, 7 Sanchoku if you can find an alternate pair in the hand. Continuing across the way, we are still in the East round, so could call the tone for value. Almost looks like another Junchan, but I don't think that's going to happen this time around.
Yeah, little too far, in my
Vincent
opinion.
drew a Dora. That makes the hand more promising, but it's still a little bit
Boom.
of a mess in terms
Yeah.
of the shapes.
It's kind of far out. I mean, you do kind of get a little bit more wiggle room to Tanyao in this way. It's not great, but it's something. You got some early pawns you can take too. Figure out what to do with that 7 mon later in the hand. We're gonna see Kinun call that quick Yakuhai though. No Doranto, so just looking to make this a fast hand, get it over with. Could technically still kind of try to get Itsu for a bit more value, maybe even Chanta, but it's pretty doubtful with how
Yeah.
the shape is now.
I think the 4-so cut's pretty telling. It leaves the Itsu option open, and it leaves the Junchan option open. And it means you also can't pull in the 1 pin, so you lose a little bit of efficiency for the sake of hopefully getting a little bit more value. I think as a Junchan, when I mean Chanta.
Oh, and that's a super interesting cut right there from Vincent. Vincent drew the 7-so to fill in the Kanchan. And then with options like dropping the 2p, committing the 7p down for the Ryanman, decides to instead drop 8p.
Probably looking at the 3-9 pin that have been discarded and thinking the shape is not as good as it typically is. The Diamond is usually one of your stronger shapes, but Kenyon calling down the 3-so, we'll just go for the fast hand with the 8-9 penchant cut.
Ooh, and Arthur draws a second deal-in tile on that 6-so. Although it is still no Yaku. Or never mind, Sanchoku. So would deal in, but not out of the hand yet. Still can fit in.
There's Tempai on the 6-9 for Kenyon. Just one Han here.
Ooh. Andres does find the upgrade to Tanyao, but doesn't matter. Kenyon is gonna get the last 9p. And
Punished.
the simple 1k points.
Punished for not holding the 8 pin, I guess.
Shoulda. Hey, why does it matter if 3 are out if you just draw the last one?
Boom.
We've said that all night long. Just draw the last one, and it seemed to be working. Well, in this case, it's Andres who is the dealer. We have the tone pair in hand. We saw the North, the sequel for Quark already called. Quark planning to go Dorakanki in this hand. Calls all over the place. There's the tone pawn, and there's a tune pawn. Tune coming to Vincent's hand. Vincent's also probably aiming for Doratanki here.
Yeah, everyone just rapid firing hands off. Got bored of the slow, methodical gameplay that's just leaving in Ryukokus and weird tempos.
Shape-wise, Andres definitely has the advantage here. 2 diamond shapes to fill. Kenyon's actually putting this hand together closed. And, yeah, we'll see how long she manages to hold on to this Dora. Tempai, and there's the Tsumo for Andres. Shutting things down. Pick up the 1,500 points. Continue the dealership with the Homba. Dora's the 3 pin, and Andres could definitely use that in this hand. To the right, Kenyon has the Chun pair and a Dora, but needs some tiles to connect to it. 3 months good draw, though. Vincent across the way, lots of So tiles, more So tiles. Moving in the direction of a Honitsu. But you have the 8-mon pair as well that will probably get cut. I mean, Vincent is in 4th place, so might
Home.
just be looking to
Home.
get the extra value of Honitsu. The problem is the Hatsu's already been called, Chun as well, so your honor tiles are starting to run thin. And then see, Korak called the Hatsu. 2 away from Tenpai here, but does have a Dora. Can even use a second Dora, should one come into hand. And now that the 4-mon has been paired up for Vincent, the route to value might just be Chitoid. It seems like it's a very chippy battle between Korak and Kenyon. If they have the opportunity to call for something fast, they seem to be going for it because it's such a close race for 1st place here.
No, yeah. When we even came onto this game in East 3, everybody was pretty close. I think Kenyon was up by like 5K, but that was it. At least 2 hands into the game. And nobody else was down a whole lot. So that feels like the theme here. Just a lot of really fast, chippy, low value hands traded back and forth.
Well, this is Tenpai for Korak on the 2-pin, but it's not very good. Will be upgraded right here, in fact. I was going to say if at all possible, but 4-7 feels better, and so that's the way it will take. Korak could even, if the 9 Mon comes out, could even pull for a Tenpai Nobetan shape, or even Diamen on the 2-5, but I think it might take the Nobetan to incorporate an extra door.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I could see Korok switching this up with. You can't get too much better. Even if you draw the second
Sumo.
door, you probably just make a move for that.
Just
but,
Sumo.
yeah,
The
just
nice thing
draw
about
those.
the Fu is you get extra, sorry, the Pon is you get extra Fu on Sumo, so actually you get extra Fu regardless if you take the Nobetan shape. But just drew it himself anyway, and that moves us to South 2. Korak with the 4,000 point lead over Kenyon, who is our new dealer. South is the door, no South in hand, but I like these shapes.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, you draw that 602 and you are in heaven right now. That 567
Uh-oh, Dora pair up
Sanchoku is
alert.
built in.
Korak should grab the second South.
I mean, both the other Souths are held in hand, so those other hands are either going to have to figure out how to get the Tonki on it, or just drop it out, unless they want to fold.
Andres might have to drop it out eventually. It looks like that's progressing to a normal hand. It still could use a pair, though. If you do something like 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, you are lacking a pair. So there is a world where Andres even opens up. If the 6-mon comes out from Korak, opens up. But after finding this alternate pair, it leaves the South, and that means we'll see the Dora pulled for Korak.
Vincent might actually be the hero of this hand. Has the Anko of Haku. So Yaku in the hand and has 2 Ranmens to boot.
Chi.
That safe South too. Could even potentially throw a reach, although you might just want a Dami here to make sure Korak doesn't get this value, especially with a dealership left.
Yeah, the Chief Korak, just to change the shape up, gets a little bit of an upgrade from the 5-7 Kanchan to the 4-5 Diamond. There's Tenpai Richi.
Oh, Vincent wants points.
Yeah, in 4th place, it makes sense. Richi Haku, hoping for Uda as well. Sanso is safe to the player with the Dora. So if you're trying to play safe against both players, Sanso might be on your safer discards if you run out of good ones. But that's Tenpai for Korak on the 3-6 Mon. Which weight is more likely here? Looks like 3-6 So is better. 5 left in the wall versus just 2.
Just 2, 3 Mon. Yeah. I mean, importantly though, if 6-0 is drawn, Korak can still work it into the hand. Can just opt to drop 9-so.
Oh, a little bit of a difficult choice here because 5 Mon is Genbutsu.
4 Mon's not proven. Yeah, not even really 1 Mon's or anything.
And I think that choice is made because Korak is in 1st place.
Yeah. I'll have to play a little bit more safer, because even if you don't win this hand, you're sad about missing the Mongon, but it's a much better alternative than dealing in.
Korak
if you
doesn't
can
know
avoid
this,
it.
but actually has the same number of weights in the wall with his Shampon. 2 4-mon versus the 2 3-mon that were previously.
Yeah, the 2-4 mon. Excuse me.
And yeah, one of those 3-mon that would have dealt in was drawn by Andres, but that's not safe to either player. Yeah, and the 1-4 Suji
Or,
was
yeah,
was
that's
not
right, it would've
clear,
been 3.
but Quark does say I value this temp by. Oh, there's the 3.
Ooh, oh
Don't.
my god. Cultists are gonna have a field day with this one.
Finally drawn. There's an
Oh
Ura as
no,
well. That
and the Ura with the Sanso indicator. Oh no.
moving to South 3, things getting very exciting. I mean, the tension's rising
It's
here
very
with
close.
Vincent and Andres neck and neck, 800 points separating 3rd and 4th place. And for first, Kenyon has actually taken the lead by 800 points after that deal in from Korak.
I mean, Vincent could
Nice.
just take a really quick sumo right here too to even things out, even if he doesn't take the lead on like a Mongon or something.
The gap 1200, I should say, between first and second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like having the door in hand if I'm Vincent, but none of the other shapes in this
Not
hand
too
are really making
excited.
me pleased because I want Tanya with this, but then I have my best shape is the Yamen 7-8 Mon that could lose out on the 9
I mean,
Mon.
yeah, and then you lose the Con on the pin. I think right now your best strategy is to try to just hope you draw into a quick Tenpai and slam reach and hope everybody else backs off because of fear.
Yeah, good shapes to the right for Korak. Could just call this down for Tanya. Across the way, Andres has a lot of Kanchans to fill. But can you make
Yeah.
use of the Dora? And 2 Anko for Kenyon, as well as a pair.
That'll be interesting to see if another AP is drawn, how Kenyon decides to approach this. And I guess you keep the 7P to start and just ditch away from that 5-6 so, but you got a couple of options. Vincent just kind of drawing dead after dead, really thinking here about what he wants to play. Is going to decide to go the Tanya route, throw 1P down and just try to get some Kanchan fill-ins here, some cheese in order to speed up the hand. Maybe be able to pawn that 7-mon now
Yeah, it's
at a
so
little bit
late.
more tempo. Ooh, gets a 6-0 though. It's a little bit of helper. Now you can even start thinking about, well, maybe I might draw into Cheetoy. I got Dora too. There's Tanyao. Little bit more flexibility. It's late. It's not great, but it's something.
Vincent's really looking for almost any call here.
Chi.
That's a call. Let's go.
Yep, Vincent's gonna take it. Is gonna opt to drop the 8-mon. No messing around with Furry 10. I think I like 5 out just
Same.
a little bit more because that 6-mon is still another draw. But either way, I think now I would have ended up in the same place.
He's shut done here.
And again, does have 2 Dora. This is a pretty strong hand. This is that
Boom.
330, especially on a sumo, would be a big deal. 1-4, 1-6 left. And one of each stuck in other hands.
I mean, you couldn't possibly imagine to draw the Dora here, but if you did, it would be such a huge boost.
Oh yeah, that Mongon would be massive. You'd end up at 37. You drop Kenyon and Arthur down. Arthur would be below 30k. Kenyon would be just barely hanging on above. You might even start looking at only one
Oh,
over 30 at that point. Oh!
There it
I remember
is.
that one last. One last.
Yeah, I was off by 1 turn for that call, but
Oh my
Vincent,
god, and
that's the
that's so
Mongon.
big for Vincent. What is this high
It's
buy?
it's Ishan for Cheetoy.
Ishan Chitoy
That's
to start.
ridiculous.
Doesn't have Dora, but whew,
I almost want to keep the 1-mon just in case this turns into Doko.
that's a good point. I mean, anything again to get the hand post goal. You draw a 1-mon pair. I mean, you call one of them, draw the other one. You can probably get the third, get the guaranteed
Tenpai.
Yaku.
Probably not going to reach you this yet.
Nah, not on 4-5.
When the field sees this 5-4 come out with Ricci, oh, 4-mon's not good either.
Is it deciding how late is late? I think it's worth it just to Dama up here.
Dong.
Gonna take the
Oh
roll.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, just take it. That's not coming out if you reach. Just take your 2700, keep it going. Stack up the points, build yourself as much buffer as possible, because you still need to survive another round after this, minimum.
Yeah, surprise! I was Tempai all along. And Vincent, this Hypie not nearly as strong, but there is a Dora that you almost need to pair up. Oh, this everything about this hand looks terrible, so I'm gonna find a different one.
Ugh.
Korak, that looks better.
Surprised Vincent there actually dropped south instead of east. Maybe just autopilot discarding the south, but with 2 east out, I think efficiency wise with your at the
Home.
hand, you really need to keep every Yakuai opportunity
Yeah,
to try to make something out of this.
some players with a hand like this like to intentionally discard the south there, saying, yes, please, open up for south only. And I'll hold this east tile because my hand's very unlikely to complete, and it's going to be a very safe tile later. But actually, the draw is starting to come together after that pull, and Vincent pairing up the Haku, pairing up the 8 pin, now 4 pairs.
Yep, gives it out. A little bit more flexibility into it. Arthur is also looking at a very interesting hand. Ishan, no, not quite Ishan 10. Very weird. There's 4 pairs and a lot of Tanyao shape, but Ryanshan 10 with every draw here. As Andres gets Tempai, yep.
Home.
Getting at just 7 so, not a great weight, but does have some upgrades. 9 so not really being one of them. We are seeing Kenyon trying to move towards a Chanto of some sort. But 7 so is going to get drawn and flown out from Vincent. And honestly, for Vincent, that's kind of a good end.
Yeah, in terms
You
of
give it to the player all the way in the back, so it's not like you're letting Arthur or Kenyon try to catch up and get above 30.
and it wasn't that expensive. It's like, okay, I just won 2,400, you know, with a free Cheetoy. So I'll give you back 1,600 of that.
Oh my god, but Kenyon draws. Even with Arthur having such a great high pie, Kenyon also with a very good high pie here.
Home.
To at least try to stay above 30, and that is Kenyon's goal. Could potentially try to go toy, get the value up a little bit, maybe work in the Dora. And Vincent seeing that is going to challenge Kenyon now. Has to worry a bit. If Kenyon drops into Vincent at all, even with that being a 1k hand, she will lose effectively -6 by going under 30.
Thinking
That's
about
so
it.
bold. That's so bold. She's thinking, I might pawn and drop one of my hangers, or drop
Oh,
that hanging
that
3
gives
mon.
Korak the tile for Tempai, and this is going to be Ricci
Oh
Dora
my
2
god.
minimum. Tricky weight,
That's
9 mon
so
Chun.
nasty. 9 mon super early, no safety on
They're all
it,
on
and
the
the
wall.
Dora pair on the wall too. It's a thinking game. What do we do? Oh, Kenyon's out. Kenyon's gone. Vincent, not committed yet. Drop 9 so again. Not detrimental to the hand. The Monzu look bad, but so does everything else. You have that 1 so.
Yeah, we can see that no discard that any player has right now will deal in, but choosing what to do is so going to be so difficult for these players. They're all still in the wall. We've reached the end of row 1. We're definitely not going to con this.
No.
That's a safe
No
tile.
shot. Yeah, Andre is just kind of backing down to saying, well, I want to win this hand, but on a sumo, I guess I just gotta hope to catch up later. At least I get another, I know I get another chance to do it, even if I fall further behind, farther from that 30k line. Oh, that's a good draw for Vincent. Vincent's pushing. Oh wait, no, 4 mon. 4 mon was Genbutsu. That's actually insane. Vincent now gets the free 1 so. No wait, 1 so has
Relatively.
not been checked. Kenyon didn't drop it.
Yeah, it's
I thought Kenyon
Suji.
pushed it earlier.
Home.
It's Suji to the reach tile, but I mean it's also on a, it's the terminal end, so it's not like you're getting hit by that Roncon reach.
6-0 might be okay for Kenyon here. Drops the 1-so though.
It's very good. 2 mon not checked. 2-5 mon still very alive as a weight. Oh, but you
Tempai, if you
gotta,
push 2,
here.
what else are you
What
doing?
I'm curious to see happen.
And
Oh,
Andres
now
fighting
Tempai
for
out
it
of 5
too.
6 speed.
It's Tanyao Toy Toy, so that's enough for Andres to pass Korak for a third.
Oh, Amon's scary now.
Yeah, not believing in the long
Yep.
CG.
And Vincent backs off.
So it's just Andres versus Korak here. All the tiles still in the wall for Korak. Where are they?
That's actually insane. None of them fit into the live player's hands. Well, I guess Vincent can now play a 9-mon.
There's a tune. That's never coming out.
Oh, yeah. Is 6 going to, though? I don't even think 6 is. You might just drop 7-mon here. Nope, just full folds.
At this point, you're looking at the discards and saying, well, what could it have been? I mean, almost
You
every
look
Suji
at
has come
June
out.
and go, oh, this is looking a lot more likely.
Korak is known to do a Dora Takirichi.
But it is turn 3. I mean, the odds of that aren't great. Aw. There's no shot.
There it is, finally!
Oh!
Sumo
Short drops at
found.
the end. It's on the cheaper end. Still Mongon guaranteed. No Ura bomb, and now all of a sudden things have switched up.
Now, yeah, Korak with that one win has taken the lead. 39,000 points. Vincent, second place here. What a swing. What a high pie. And this high pie not bad either for Korak. Could be Tanya Dora. Double south and Andres' hand to the right. Across the way, Kenyan with a very strong high pie as well. Good shapes all around, actually. Vincent probably the only player that's a little bit left behind, but there's a door in that hand. Vincent with a reasonable chance to be able to catch Korak with a 3-hunt sumo. Korak, though, these draws have been excellent. 7-pin Onko in hand. 2 away from Tempai.
Korak getting very close. Does also have the option to back up with a Tanyao if feeling it's getting too late into the round and just wants to take the repeat. Although, if it gets too late, Korak does have the option to throw Tempai. Vincent would not be able to catch in any scenario.
That cap is greater than 4,000. And we haven't seen the south discarded, so no chance for Andres to call this. Not that he necessarily wants to, because even though that's double south, really that's the only value in this hand, so 2,000 points, even on a direct hit, isn't enough to pass Kenyan.
Yeah, I would have to move towards like Honitsu or Sanshoku or something, but both of those options just so far. No Dora in the hand either in the Manzu.
Yeah, honestly, best bet for Andres is probably to sumo the south.
Yeah, pass the first, and then if it gets really desperate, call the second.
Korak's starting to feel the pressure now to open. It's getting to the middle of the second row, and so trying to stay ahead of all the other players. Korak was probably feeling like he was ahead of the rest of the table from the high pie, but had several draws where not a lot of progress was being made. And if you're counting the discards made by the other players that came from hand, that can give you an indication of how close they are to being Tempai. And Vincent had a ton of Tadashi, including some middle tiles. So probably feeling like Vincent's caught up to you by now. And that's the player you don't want to catch up.
And Korak doesn't even want to mess with conning. Hand is still way too far. The weights are still way too bad. Probably just more relieved that that 2-pin looks a lot safer now with the Kabe 3.
Oh, you wouldn't have expected to draw the 4 for the 2-3-4 shape, but
Oh, yeah.
Kenyan Ishanten.
Chi.
It's a Ishanten for Vincent. Korak improves the shape, but not willing to drop the 3 so just yet. Because dealing directly to Vincent could be really detrimental here.
Home.
Pole, now that's definitely Tempai. Which weight will you choose? Shampon. 8-pin actually surprisingly good here. Can't see it, but there's a full Kabe. Korak can see the Kabe, so if Korak draws the 8-pin, we'll feel pretty comfortable discarding it probably.
Andres draws the south Onko. That's actually so big.
Chance
That could
now.
be enough. You'll need to reach it, and you'll need to probably sumo this late into it, but
I mean, that
some
was
life breathed in.
desperately needed tile.
Oh, do you even Chi this. Ah, it's getting so late.
Tempai.
Rewarded! You gotta take this. And I think you just fold out if you don't get Epot Sumo. Is
There's the
Sumo
8
even
pin.
enough?
It's
I guess Sumo
Suji.
would do it.
Dong.
That will deal in.
Ah,
Just
it
Tanya Aldora.
sneaks it out. Not quite enough to catch Korok, but
Does confirm second place. Dodges the big Ricci from Andres. And that'll be Korak picking up 24 points for that first place. Vincent with a positive second. A very nice 12.7. Kinyan takes the third place, negative 10.4. And Andres in fourth, negative 26.3. I mean, at no point in that game did I know who was going to win. At the start, Vincent was in last place. And by the end of it, jumped all the way up to second with a chance at first. Quark was in first. Well, was in second when we hopped in. Took first immediately. Dropped back to like second, and then just second, and then third, I think, and then hopped back to first with the big Mangansimo. It was a wild game, up and down. I'm sure the graph it will,
back and forth.
will verify that for us. But I assume they'll be playing another game. Might take a little bit of a break. Looks like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
But yeah, that was an exciting one.
Yeah, really just again those big back and forth trades, everybody jumping back and down. I'm curious to see if there's any like thinking of adaptation or if any player might want to adapt to how they're feeling today or how their flow is doing. I wonder, is Andre a reactionary player? Does Andre see that second and kind of trade off with Korok and decide to go for a little bit more value to say, okay, I was behind that first game, now I want to catch up and flip flop again? You have
Yeah,
any insight?
I don't really know. I mean, I played against Andres in A2 a little bit. And I just thought Andres was a fairly aggressive player, although I think a lot of the players from the New York club tend to be very aggressive. And actually, interestingly enough, the deal-in percentage for Andres is quite low, so perhaps that assessment
Wow,
from A2 is not quite
4.3.
right. Yeah,
Wow.
very low, and
Highest TV by a single point. That's crazy with 4.3 dealing. What has Lucas been doing actually? Look at that. 26% in A1 with a 64 average. Whew.
yeah, that's absurd. Yeah, I know Korak tends to play a little bit differently depending on the table. But I don't know if anyone's going to react just to one game.
Mhm.
I mean, it seemed very wild, and everybody was doing a pretty good job of identifying when they could push and when they needed to step back. For example, the hand where Korak had the early Ricci door 2, everyone was being very cautious until it got late enough where they had enough info to push a little bit. And then 2 players got Tempai. One player ended up backing out and avoiding the deal-in, and the other player continued to push safely until Korak got the big Tsumo. And so, yeah, very good awareness from everybody at this table. And I'm excited to see a game from the start. We hopped in the middle of that last one, but it looks like we are just about set to go. In fact, we'll hop in right now. So this is game number 2 for this table 2 in A1.
Home.
Vincent will be the first dealer. Korak, Arthur to the right, Kinyan across the table, Andres on our left. We see a Tempai already for Kinyan. Just the tone here. The 3-6 for 1,000 points. Oh, does this 8-pin draw mean it's going to be Honitsu? The answer is yes.
Yeah. Such a big value upgrade. The shapes are so nice. You have a couple calls you could do. Like you could call the 9P and have a Rion then. Same thing on the 7P. You have a couple cheese that effectively do the same thing. It's so good. I mean, you could chi the 8P2 here and get a, God, what am I looking for? No Baton. And wait, even with 2 7s out. A lot of options. It's so good. It's now or never. You're not playing the Dora 9, so it feels
Each.
like the right time. But Andres bought a little bit more time, is able to go into reach, waiting on 4-7, so Tenpai.
Oh, wow. Sick draw. Look at all those
Sumo.
tiles light up. But there's the
What the?
Sumo.
Oh! Oh, and the Tanyao Mangon guaranteed. No BM Ura.
Wow. What? I mean, I think that was a 3, 6, 9, 5, 8,
I
7.
maybe that was too much for my brain to handle. It was 999, 8 quad 7p 5 6. Was that it? Something like that.
Yeah,
5, 6,
wild
4.
stuff
It
from.
was crazy. Too
But it doesn't
much to
matter.
think
It
about.
doesn't matter when there's an Epot Sumo.
Not when you just draw those. Simple as that.
Yeah, Andre's coming out with the big lead here. Korak will now be the dealer. Has a Dora connector and a pair of Haku. Good shapes. So anticipate
Yeah,
Korak
too much.
trying to push pretty aggressively here, especially as dealer. However,
Ooh.
a little bit of a problem. Kenyon has the other two Haku, and for Korak, who does like to go Otozuke on occasion, might lead to some problems should he try a little bit aggressively.
And depending on how Korak decides to build the hand, though, I mean, I'd imagine the only thing he'd think about opening up right now for would be 3-pin and maybe last 9-pin.
Yeah, and if that was a 3-pin that you could cheat 2, 3, 4, probably be more willing than this way with the 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gives away a
I
little
mean,
bit
you
too much
could.
information.
I was gonna say you could even see a 6-pin come out and Chi, and with that, luckily you can back up to a Tanyao if you really, really want to. If you think the Mochi Mochi is coming, and you won't get wrong. But Korak is gonna pass. Just hold strong. Says I don't have to commit too far. I don't even have to commit to going Otozuke on the whites and having to get them. I could just wait on 2-5 so play the whites as a pair.
Yeah, around the table, hands making progress. I mean, Kenyon, Ishanten, Andres across the table, Ishanten, or just Richie Nomi. On the left, Vincent. I believe that's also Dian Shantan.
Round Shanten. Yep. Yeah, and I mean nobody with value. Wait, are there no 3Ps on the table? No. Kenyon has 1 so far.
Yeah, but not very many. But that's good news for Korak. That means that he could actually win this hand.
There's a chance. I mean, even with the reach. Ooh, but Vincent draws 1.
Right?
Might keep it this far in.
Yeah. Korak discarding mostly terminals and honors. Couple inner tiles. Oh, there goes the 3. Insta Chi. It's late enough for Korak that you kind of need that. That's a tile you desperately need as well. He's willing to take it.
Yeah, we'll just go Otozuke and then go for K10 otherwise. But the problem is, Andres goes is in breach, waiting on 5-2 so, and Vincent, or 5-8 so, excuse me, and Vincent slams back, opens up again, and is now Tenpai on 2-5 Mon. 2 Mon completely blocked out, and 5 Mon, 1 on the board. Not really the essence of safety either. Oh, when the 7P gets drama, that doesn't deal into Korok.
Yeah, can push this.
It looks kind of bad though, even with that 6P out.
It's a full Kabe of 6s.
Oh, and Dora's so late, and Korok's forced to back off.
Yeah.
Can still draw around it in order to get K10, but it's going to be a bit harder now.
So you can see 3 of the 2s, but and 3 of the 3s. It's actually not that bad of a push, but I'm not sure you really want to when you don't have to. Vincent backing up, backing off. The will call back into Tenpai though, dropping the 4 on. Pull and Kenyon found Toy Tenpai out of all of this. What?
No, Toy Ishan.
Ishan, you're right. I saw all 3 of those tiles lighting up. I thought there were 3-5 so. Oh, correct. Do you push now?
You still don't see a lot of 4s. You only see 2 4s. There's still 1-2 in the wild.
Yes, we'll take it.
Still a
That's
1B,
a good beat.
but does.
Sumo. Oh, but there's a Sumo. That will shut things down. Tanyao does end it all. Does pick up the Richi stick and any Homba. Were there Homba? I don't think so, actually.
Nah,
That
just
means Vincent taking
completely normal.
second place now.
Yep. And I mean, again, this is kind of like what we imagined the start of the first game went. Just a lot of quick, snappy hands back and forth. We did see Andres get that Mongon to start off with, but I mean, other than that, no one doing too much except for, oh no, Daniel Kenyon's back on her bull, on her BS. We got the Tora Anko in great shape to toe with it.
This is going
Still
to be
needs to find
interesting.
a whole other shape, but oh my.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is kind of what I expect from these players. If you Ricci, you're not going to induce a fold out of these players. They are going to find a way to work around your hand. And we saw not just every player danced around that weight from the Ricci player until one of them finally won. So you gotta hope to Tsumo, because these players are good at fixing
Yeah,
their own hands without
Washi.
dealing in.
Yeah. 6 incorporated in, and Kenyon still has that Tora Anko working on it, but Andres is able to call a Haku. Luckily, none of the other shape too good. Vincent with a great looking hand. It's pretty standard, but is able to also call a quick Sha in order to get that Yaku high and send off. Just 1k and advance the game. Korak on
Aggressive.
the left. Just a Pinfu.
Yeah, probably gonna get Tanya as well. Aggressive Atozuke from Andres pays off immediately, gets the Haku.
Yep.
Ishanten.
Ken has been able to find some more pieces. Oh, the double east. It's once cut though.
Yeah, I've seen Kenyon win these.
I mean, listen, the Shabo 9-so east with the one chance on each. Very, very good.
Yeah,
Could catch somebody off guard.
the 3-mon is needed by both Kenyon and Andres, but Vincent has an Anko hidden away in hand. And Ishan dead for Vincent as well. Looking to call the shot perhaps. Especially without a door in hand, you do have some incentive to just shut down these hands.
Ooh, and there's the last 9, so all of a sudden this is a lot harder for Kenyon to pull off.
It's okay, you want double twin anyway. Somewhere in the wall, there it is.
Oh, and that will come out. You
Now,
have
which
to
weight
take
will she
it.
take? She's thinking not whether to call it, but which tile will come out.
Trying to make a read, trying to go on the 5, maybe even just build towards a Ryanman that's in the upper. Thinks might be able to upgrade to a 5-8 mon potentially.
There's the Shaw
Rocks
finally.
jumping in. Vincent's responding. 6-9 so.
So we have 5-mon versus 6-9 so. 6-9 so has 2 tiles left. 5-mon, also 2 tiles. And Tempai found for Korak on the 4-7 so.
Ooh, a lot of orange going on.
3 tiles for that. That's the slightly better weight. I'm not sure Shabo is better here, so.
Oh yeah, that deals into Vincent. I'm like so dizzy. Everyone's got different weights right now.
Yeah, and if Andres finds
Con.
Tempai, Con, there's the Con.
Oh, Andres is feeling so bad after that. Andres is struggling.
And you know who's
like,
happy?
oh, no.
Kenyon. She's like, yes, I made the right read. 3-mon was bad here. Oh, that's a Sumo. Korak shutting it down. Once again, everyone is finding Tempai in these hands. It's nothing is safe here. And
Everyone's snapping back and just not even dealing into another. This is crazy.
here we go. East 4, Andres dealer. Tune pair in hand. Where's the 5? So there's one of those as well. So 2900 looks like the play for Andres unless another door can be found. To the right, Vincent has a couple Yakuhai pairs. Thinking about Manhonitsu, but not going to commit to that just yet. Across the way, Korak rather. Several pairs. I know Korak doesn't like Chitoy. There's 2 door in this hand. Yeah, this is a really interesting one. I'm not sure how he's going to play this. Probably just in a holding pattern right now. Just wait and see what comes your way. We'll probably hold this west because you can call that for Yakuhai. Or it makes a good Chitoy tile as well. It doesn't matter if Andres just calls into Tempai here on the 3-6 so. Very fast. And the 3 comes out immediately. 2,900
Yeah.
points as expected for the dealer. Go again.
Again, nice little boost though. Any buffer right now is
Boom.
good buffer. Ooh, pretty decent high pot to start too. Shapes are looking nice. Already 2 completed melds. And the double taunt picked up. Needs to get that dropped, but once it does, we'll have quite a solid hand.
Nope,
Problem
there
is
it
Kenyon
is.
is looking to challenge.
Boom.
Not challenge with the taunt though.
Yeah, Kenyon had to make the call immediately if she was going to call that at all, as the Hatsu, the other Hatsu was the Dora indicator. So Chun Dora, none held.
Boom.
Looking like another 2,900 plus home buff for dealer.
Karak's going Chanta. Everybody back off. We got a Shant on the board. Oh, and
Wow.
Andres doesn't care.
Doesn't even
Says,
hesitate.
I'll throw it. Y'all, he says, you don't have it.
Well, they didn't.
I'm not even worried. Yeah, it worked out. And now
Ishanten
he's
now.
Shanten.
Ishanten for Kenyon as well. And this doesn't have to be just a 1,000 point hand. Could also turn into Toy Toy if another pair is found.
Yeah, a little bit further, but not the worst thing in the world. Arthur is also going to swap to
Each.
Honitsu. Not going to commit to finding the Shah, but we are going to see Vincent get Tenpai. Winning currently on, what is that, 7-4 peen.
Had ignored that hand until the Ricci stick came out, but there it is, Ricci Pinfu.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if your hand is the least expensive looking on the board if you get there first.
It's inducing a bail from Kenyon. Not from Andres, though.
Ooh.
Andres wants to hold his dealership.
Andres wants it bad.
I think Kenyon dropped 8 mon, 8 mon, 2 mon, so the 5 mon wasn't that bad. It became Nankatsuji.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll continue to drop this. Still Ishanten for Andres.
Kenyon Ishanten now too is not completely out of the hand.
Yeah, it's funny. She always seems to be able to work her way back into Tenpai even when she's folding.
Ooh, and Andres doesn't like that 6-mon. Has a read that it might be dangerous with the 7 Sumogiri into the 9-mon, but a read that does not pay off is now Andres is probably not going to be able to get to Tenpai on K10. Oh, and Kenyu could deal in here.
Dong.
Does to try to decide to check 7p, and it does deal in. Just Ricci Pinfu though, and no Ura, so not too bad.
Yeah, at that point you
He
had to
does
drop
catch up.
a pin tile. So your options are 1 pin, because if you can pass 1, then you can pass all 3. 2 pin for a similar reason. You can get 2 tiles of safety. Or you go with the 7 pin because that gives you Tenpai, and maybe at this point your best chance of winning the hands is just to shut down the Ricci.
So before we get too much further in this hand, I just want to go on the record and say, I believe.
I don't.
Boom.
Well, now after that Sumigiri Chin, I don't believe is hard, but you know, Shosanga and Honitsudora, you'll take that.
Yeah, that's
You can scratch Hanemon with that.
fair hand. I will absolutely give that some chances. I mean, Vincent can fight back
Close, it's
Ishanten
not-
already.
Yeah, not Pinfu, but looking at your Yamen under. Still can incorporate a Dora too. Drop 9p.
Yeah, only Korak can really fight back here, I think. With good draws, and that's a good draw.
That'll
Ishanten.
help.
Oh, but South pickup. Andres making
That's
progress.
a big deal.
Another good draw for Korak, though. Helps improve one of the weaker shapes in the hand. More options to find Tenpai with that shape. I think we're keeping this 2 pin, even though there's 50-10 chances. There's the number of upgrade draws is really strong. The unfortunate thing is a lot of times you have to drop the door 6, so maybe that's less helpful than I gave it credit for.
Yeah, but you might also be able to get away with dropping 2 pin later.
And Tenpai found.
Or potentially just finding another 1p.
I'll see if Vincent wants to take this Tenpai. Yeah, it's Richinomi. You didn't get your East, Anko. You didn't get your Dora. So you don't even have the Sanchoku. So there's a lot of tiles that upgrade your value, which is why we saw a lot of hesitation before the Ricci came out. But in the end, Vincent said, I just need to shut this hand down And I know if a 3-so is drawn, Andres cannot win the hand with it being held, so we'll have to come out. Andres, though, has a lot of incentive to fight here. This is looking really spicy. A lot of tiles will give Tempai. Awkward
Gee.
that one of your best tiles, the south.
相撲
Oh, well, ignore all that. Found the Tempai, but Sumo instead with the Ura. That's actually really big for Vincent.
Ooh,
Pulls
that's
in
big.
2,000 all.
That'll help. Yeah, and I
Jason-
think the really interesting thing is everybody's kind of been shooting these quick,
Pump.
snappy hands, but I mean, it's not like nobody's been playing big hands. We've seen massive hands tonight. It's just these quick, snappy ones keep beating them out.
Yeah, at some point, when you recognize that everyone at the table has the ability to pull together a monster, you respect that by just outspeeding those hands, and that seems to be what's working here. Interesting, across the table, Kenyon had an Otozuke Tempai on the Haku. Decided, nope, this is going to be Honitsu. And drops away from the 4-so
It makes
pair.
sense.
Yeah, just not only a value consideration, but also you don't really want to be stuck on just a Haku.
Yeah, shape's good. You can avoid Mochi Mochi, so don't even have to worry about it. Pretty much any Pinzu is going to further your hands. Can work in Dora much more easily this way, too.
Look at how much respect Korak is giving this. Not discarding any pin tiles, not discarding any honors here. The
Huh.
Haku might never leave Korak's hand.
Wouldn't surprise me. Andres is going to fight back a little bit too. Ishanten currently looking for that 5-8 peen. Will not find the 8, but could definitely find the 5 with 3 left in the wall, and then we'll have a nasty Chun Shabo wait.
Dora upgrade for Kenyon. Another tile that Korak will never get rid of. And for Andres, that actually flipped the 9 pin to be Dora, which makes Kenyon's hand look even scarier. It also helped upgrade the value of Vincent's hand as dealer. And now there's a 3-4-5 Sancho chance. I might even consider opening up for this, especially if the 4 pin comes out. Even though the 4 mon is twice. Oh, well, now that's 3 times cut. I feel less optimistic about this.
Yeah. We do see North come out from Kenyon's hand.
Oh, and there's another
So there's
one.
a little bit. Oh. I mean, do you even like that though? Once cut North, none cut Haku. I guess it could be worse. Vincent decides to cut 3 peen, trying to find Tempai a different way. Has a Ryoncon as well as 3 pairs to try to pick up for Tempai. Could even now just change it into a Ryanmen, but at this point, might not be worth.
Now, this is a really interesting choice for Vincent because you can cut the 9 pin and aim for a Tanya. That allows you to call, which is really valuable when you're trying to speed up your hand. However, if you discard the 9 pin, you're dropping a Dora, which is okay because Tanya is worth the same as 1 Dora.
Yeah.
However, it
Because
gives
Kenyon
the
Tonitsu or Chinitsu,
Exactly.
it's a big value over there.
a Poln even if it's not Tempai. If she calls Poln, you can't win the hand. You can't.
You can't drop
If you draw another
Tonitsu
pin
for the
tile,
entire
yeah.
game. Yeah.
So it's a really tough choice, and Vincent decided to just hold all the pin tiles and drop the 3 mon. There's Tempai.
Ooh.
6 pin,
Oh,
not willing to drop the Dora.
we're on our crackhead stuff. Makes sense. If you're gonna brave one, might as well throw the 6 pin. And I mean, Vincent is more than happy with that. Now able to get his own 6 pin out of hand.
リーチ
And now taking the Ricci
Oh,
since it wasn't called.
wait 1 turn.
Yeah, I think if Kenyon called Polden's on the 6 pin, probably wouldn't have taken the Ricci.
Yeah, especially this late, you gotta imagine Kenyon's gotta be Tempai. Vincent got options and gets that Chun and is completely backed out. Doesn't realize that Andres has the Anko. You'd find it much more likely they might be waiting on it with a Shabo than they have a pre-built Anko in.
Can Kenyon find Tempai? Yes, if she can push this 5 mon. And the last Haku
Fortune
buried
favors
in the
the
wall.
brave.
Wow. It was good. Was gonna go for this south for the entirety of the game, and just drew it at the very end.
Funny enough, every player is so scared about that Kenyan 9p pawn, and then Kenyan reveals at the end while getting points. Haha, suckers, couldn't even take it the whole entire hand.
But the player that is feeling vindicated is Korak, who's sitting there with a South and a Haku in hand.
Oh yeah, Gorak's like, I am so smart.
Pom.
I'm sure we'll hear about that in the post-game log review. Korak calls a quick pull
True.
on the tune.
I like it. You got Toy Toy to chase a bit more value. You can very easily work an Adora with a good end weight.
Pom.
Seems very straightforward. Another pawn. And it's Toy Toy
Ooh,
Dash.
interesting
Boom.
decision. I
Pawn,
might actually
Andres.
drop 5 mon there.
That's
Maybe
tempo
try to
already.
go towards Venitsu. Oh wow, yeah.
It's not a good value. It's not a good weight, but it's tempi. It's faster.
7 mon. I mean, it's there. If all you need is one. You get one out, you're good. I mean, there's only one left in the wall too. And on cue, nope.
Well, Kenyan's working in that direction. We might see the 7 come out on the
Yeah.
next discard.
So next can't blame Kenyan with a hand like that. Peiko could even start doing some Cheetoy nonsense.
Chinitsu, there goes the 7.
Boom.
Yeah, you're just gonna take that. You're shutting that down. You go, man, I get to advance the game one more, get a little bit of buffer.
Andre's feeling happy. Kenyan a little less so. I mean, this does put some work a distance away from 3rd place here. Not that
Yeah,
Kenyan
Cork.
can't make that up, but this high pie doesn't look very strong for it.
Korik a bit upset there too. Had a pretty decent
Yeah.
dealer hand. Needed a bit more time, but now stuck 4K under. Even 3 Han 30 will not be enough right now to get above
Boom.
30.
Yeah, it needs to be at sumo in that instance. And
Oh
well,
yeah,
yeah,
sumo would be enough.
neither player feeling particularly pleased, except for Andres and to some extent Vincent. But we'll see a very aggressive one so
Boom.
So there's a couple options here for Kenyan. Could hope to just pair up an honor, but more likely go for Honitsu.
I love this play from Kenyan. This is like building the schizophrenic within all of us in Mahjong, because like you want to think, okay, Kenyan has to do something insane. She has to open up. Like she's got to be bluffing, right? 9 so 1 so. There's no way she's tempai. But if Kenyan's not tempai and you start dropping a Sozu to push your hand and go into it, you are gonna feel burnt here. Even Andres has to be a little bit worried
Boom.
about dropping the wrong tile into this.
Yeah, and I think it's also interesting if you have a read on how the players react to your calls. If you know that, say, Korak's respecting your Honitsu as he was in the last hand, you might say, I'm just going to make this call to shut him down. He's not going to be able to build a hand here. And maybe if I can shut down the entire table and find tempai, then I just repeat his dealer. But Korak, not necessarily respecting this, going for a Tanyao of his own, Tanyao Dora 1, potentially.
And not quite enough to get above 30, but will secure 2nd place, or excuse me, 3rd place. Especially when your 4th place opponent is dealer. Ending the hand right now is beneficial. Oh, Kenyan just
That's
keeps
twice now.
throwing out the wrong honors, missing the big pairs.
Hatsu.
Well, the tune's not as bad because the tune was dead.
Well, Hatsu
So that one's not as important. Oh, the Hatsu is dead too. Yeah, so it's not the worst. I mean, you're starting to find the Sozu too. Hold on.
How does Kenyan always do this? Always ends up holding the honor tiles that the other players need at the end. There's no indication whether the tone or the Haku is better, so I'm curious to see which one will come out first.
And probably the Haku, right?
Yeah.
Tone's less likely to get used. No, well now's the time. Yep, we do see the Haku.
No
Vincent, not feeling like a crackhead tonight. We'll just do the standard no diamond. Has a Cheetoy out now too.
Yeah. Ooh,
Potentially do
paired up.
that. Ooh.
Yeah, Korak has drawn a lot of so tiles now, but there's an out. There's actually no out. Both the Souths are dead, so
Yeah. I mean, oh, Furiton 1 2 3 Sanshoku. Even though it's dead, nope.
that looks like Korak's just preparing to bail here.
Makes sense. I mean, if you pay K10 here, you're not feeling great, but you're kind of just in the same spot. You need a Mongon after this to get above 30k, and you know the game still gets another hand. Oh, the problem is Kenyan might not be able to get Senpai.
Yeah, still some time, and
Nope, never
there
mind.
it is. Three so
That'll
all
do
being
it.
held.
Boom.
Hey, that's fine though. That's Chinitsu threat. It's kind of a gamble game of can somebody get Tenpai without dropping Sozu, but if I'm Kenyan, I'm willing to take that bet
Yeah,
in this
Vincent
position.
has actually really good odds to do so. So many tiles can be called for Tenpai. There's one of them.
地
Since it take, does decide. Not a play for first, but could end the
Vincent,
game, guaranteed the second.
Vincent will not be able to win this hand, but can he avoid drawing a bad tile? That's a bad tile. Yeah, it's unlucky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And here it is. Kenyon, the only player Tenpai. Those early calls shutting everyone down. And ended up finding Tenpai as well in the end. And so, strong play. Kenyon just passing Korak now for second place.
Yeah, I think Andres is the big winner of that last hand, because all of a sudden Andres needs, what, a two-han? Yeah, two-han sumo.
Yeah,
And
but
Andres will be the only one above 30k.
even
Can
that being
hit
said,
Vincent direct with a 1k.
we'll still have to pass his own dealership without allowing one of those players back up.
Oh, it's South 3. I completely misread. I was thinking it was all last.
Yeah,
Oops.
that does make it a little bit challenging, but I mean, Andre is still not that upset. It's easy
Mhm.
for Vincent to drop below, no matter what happens here. Good hand for Toyman. That's Ishantan already. Vincent across the way. Would really like to get Chanta with this. Korak with the ability to call the Haku. Any one on hand is satisfactory. And of course we have good tiles for Andres. This is Ishantan as well. With a Dora, could even be 2 for Tenpai.
Andres thinking about it. Still not quite there.
Yeah, this is a hand
He's
that's
got that.
a little difficult for a dealer to put together. You've got so many Kanchan shapes to fill. It's really just a
Yeah,
waiting game.
it's getting late there too. What I'm curious to see is Korok's approach here. I mean, I guess you just take the double High and you send yourself
Gee.
with needing 3 Han and South 4 in order to get above 30.
No, I think it's fair enough to say priority 1 get ahead of take Kenyan for third
Yeah, that
place.
too.
Priority 2 get above 30,000. But if you can do it all in one go, that'd be nice too.
Yeah, build the gap a little bit now, but try to see if you storm it. I mean, there's technically no, never mind. Twit's out. Yeah, Dora's gonna be really hard to work into. Kenyon, all of a sudden, with 4 pairs too, is looking at alternative routes for this hand.
That's a tough.
As
I
Korok
wonder
does
which
find
one Korak will
Tempai.
take.
I kinda like the 5 on.
Shabo?
1k is not, no, 1k is enough because you have Homba, so 3900 after this will be enough to get above 30. Assuming that's your main goal right now. But yeah, just making it 21 or 2300, I think is pretty fair.
Yeah, if the read
You're
is
more
that
than
the
fine with
north is
that.
pretty live, Korak is right. In fact, all 4 tiles on the
Sumo.
wall, there's a Sumo. That's going to be extra too as well.
And the 40, even a little bit of buffer now. Korok old 2k will do it. Andres is in a really interesting position of, wow, I'm the only one above 30k, but I'm also the dealer. So how am I going to be able to end this game while also keeping it that way?
Yeah, the one time you don't want to be last dealer.
Yeah.
And this hand, not particularly promising. It looks like Andres might be doing the fake Honitsu thing, where you go for Kokushi slash Honitsu and say, I'm going to fold out. And honestly, the best case scenario for Andres is if Kenyon wins. Like 3 Hansumo. Or 3 Han direct off of Korak or Vincent.
Yeah, 3 Han Sumo would be enticing for Kenyon.
Oh, actually, with no Bomba, that would just be yeah, that's enough to get Korak below. Not Korak and Vincent though.
Hmm.
Well, I wonder if Korak is going to be able to outspeed the rest of the table here with these Tanyao shapes. Korak does want 2,000 points, not just 1,000. And so opening up
Yeah.
without a Dora is a little bit suspect. But if you can take
Yeah.
the 1,000 directly from Vincent, then you will take second place, even if it is a negative second.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine with that. That'll be a 6-point shift.
Oh, Vincent with very real Itsu chances now, and with a Dora in hand. That actually could contend for first place with a Ricci.
Ooh, that's true.
Big question mark for Andres now. How committed how committed are you to this fake? And yeah, just not Kokushi. Throw the 9 pin out.
1
And wow, which weight do you want here? That's 4, so 5 pins, so 147. Itsu on the
114
Forso.
being the big one. Except Forso is dead.
It's Furitan.
Oh, and your Furry 10. I missed that. So that's not even gonna deal in from Andres.
But Sumo
This
is
could be. Oh wait, no. If Vincent is even one of the only 2 players in Tenpai. Oh, this is really interesting now because if everybody besides Andres is in Tenpai at the end of this hand, Andres will be the only one over 30k still. So there is now a K10 plan to be able to still be the only one over 30.
yeah, Andres is not going to deal in here ever. Pulled out. Korak has some play here because now you can call for 1,000 points with the extra stick.
Hmm. I can see there. Oh, that 7's really bad.
But it's not going to deal in. So we'll see if Korak decides
That's
to push
true,
it.
actually.
I mean, everything about that tile says no, don't. Don't ever drop the 7, so.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Only 13 tiles left right now. It's looking like Vincent paying that 1k is going to come out in spades. Might be
1
the only one in Tenpai at the end of the round. Karak looking to change that though. Again, important, Kenyon would have to find Tenpai, which he is Ishan 10 on the Chi Toy for.
Yeah, that would be amazing if Kenyon managed to get Tenpai here.
Karak still has 1 draw to get Tenpai is Ishan 10.
Korak really needs the
Kenyon
7
misses
mon.
Tenpai. Andres not looking like going to be the only one over 30. On Tenpai here. Folds out.
Not there either.
And wow, Vincent gonna end it over 30. The reach to push everybody away.
Yeah, you knew you were getting the dealer to fold most likely. And in the end, no one else was able to challenge. So Vincent, nice win here. I say win, nice Yukioku payments. Andres takes the first though, plus 23.4. Vincent plus 7.6. Korak takes the negative 8. Kenyon negative 22.1. Well, that's 2 games down for this table. And wow, it looks like they're playing another. That might be going all 4.
Oh boy.
Well, if that's the case, we'll tune in. We've got another minute to go before that one starts. Yeah, it's been kind of funny this season. The A1 has been scheduling their games very late until this round. Everyone all of a sudden just playing all their games right at the start of the
Everyone was
season.
like, maybe I should get this out of the way right now.
Yeah, I've got
Oh, next week's big game release week, so would not surprise me. I've
oh, I
finished
see.
all. Yeah, I mean that could be do it. Who knows? Because also one of my I'm done with this session already because one of my people I was playing against is on vacation currently, so they're out for like another week and a half.
Yeah, I might even be playing my session 4 games this week as well.
Oh boy. I guess spring is just the time of movement, isn't it?
A little bit slow to the get-go, but then just everybody running for it.
Yep.
Okay, just seconds
Oh.
away from this one to start.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? Korak opening up here with a very strong dealer high pie, already able to work in the Dora. Does have a Brown Con and a Kanchan is a little ugly, but could be worse. Could potentially, even with the right
Home.
draws around the Manzu, push this to Tanya out. But all of a sudden, Andres has something to say. We got 2 Yakuai calls out.
1
No Dora to play, but could see a Honitsu attempt here if given another draw in the Sozu. I mean, the Kanchan, double Kanchan's not exactly great. It's not like you're really doing anything by not committing to the Honitsu. On the right, we have Vincent. Does have the south to call for the quick Yaku high, but the rest of the shape not really there. No Dora to play with the floating 4. Oh, Kenyon had that floating Dora so detrimental, but draws around it. Has a pair and an Anko. Is drawing another pair. Could even go Toy Toy here in a Bizarro world, but is Mochi Mochi on the 1P will be a bit harder. Andres drawing a little bit more into that Manzu, looking not like Honitsu, but again, still hasn't been able to pick up another Sozu. Vincent gonna fight with the South. Try to gain some points, not let everybody trample all over for free. Decision time for Kenyon. Just gonna keep the Chi Toy, Suanko, Toy Toy, all those routes open. Andres does find Tempai on the 7, so as Korak finds Tempai on 2-5. Has a Dora in tow. There's that Tanya we were talking about. It's it making decisions. Kenya making decisions. Oh my god, Korak Diamond. It's insane. Oh my god, that gave 3 Dora to Andres! Oh no! That 5P would actually be so good, even giving the 2900 to Korak just to deny Andres this
Boom.
monster, and it does come out. Oh my goodness.
4,900 to end the monster.
Oh, Korak almost Frankenstein over there. Almost created just a monster and was able to shut it down by his own hands.
I look at this high pie.
Oh my. I mean, Sanshoku, clearly, but where are we going after that? I mean,
Richi, Pinfu, Tanya, Sanshoku. Just take it
what
all.
do you do on the 5P draw here?
You got 3P.
Drop 3P and then look for another 8, second 5. Although I guess if you get double 5 on, then it's whatever. You're sacrificing Pinfu here, but probably don't care that much.
Nah, Richi, Tanya, Dora 1 is just as good.
Yeah, actually, I still think I kind of like dipping on the 3P and keeping the 7 just because Sanshoku's still alive. You can even get an in totes on the Sanshoku.
Yeah, it's
Or in totes Sanshoku chance, I should say.
definitely interesting.
Now has a pair of Dora. Is going to be able to play that, but the problem being 5 mon, not exactly a confident Dora 1.
I mean, you could Richi to a 7. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd probably throw an 8 out against Richi 7.
Yeah, you declare Richi with the Dora tile. There's
Con.
no way you're waiting around. Oh, Con!
Okay, now I might not. Now I might be a little bit more scared. It might be Genbutsu o'clock. And yeah, Vincent looks like he's in Genbu town. Kenyon technically isn't, but might as well be.
Andres drops Sha.
Yeah. After that con, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe Korak can have this one.
Yeah.
maybe Korak gets 2.
Andres the most likely candidate to drop that, but it has 9 mon first.
Yeah, Andre seems like a mission away from getting it. There's only 1 5 so left in the wall.
Yeah, especially after dropping the 2 pin. Or sorry, the 3 pin. followed by the 2-pin.
Yeah, I think
Definitely
Andre is
bailing.
just out of this and happened to draw some good tiles around the rest of their shape. Yeah, even Kenyon just wanting to play full Gambutsu, not even risk honors here. With the double Ura on dealer, it's so scary.
With everyone folding, you are starting to look at your Tsumo outs, and there's only one tile left in the wall for this Tsumo, just 1-5, so
I mean, listen, I know it's just one, but how many times have we seen that hit tonight alone? Like 3, 4?
yeah, even more maybe. Vincent actually
Yeah.
getting close to Senpai here, but has to make a decision now. One-so seems okay, but decides to just
Yeah.
fold out here because the one-so is just once cut.
Yeah, a little scary. You do have the 4-so there, but especially with only one 2-so and like no 3-sos, you figure something might be up there. Or I guess there are 2-sos, 2-2-sos, but
If
ooh,
there was, I mean, there's 3 Dora in that hand, so it's almost worth pushing for.
yeah.
I'm a little surprised the one-so wasn't tried.
Yeah, you do see the Kabe on the 4-so, so and it comes out anyway there. Although corrected push
Dom.
it Gambutsu.
Oh!
Oh no, and Andres for K10 drops in. But misses all Uradora, but
Oh
geez,
no,
so
I don't
much
think that
move.
was even Tempai.
I mean, it must have been a Tenpai play, right? Unless it was just a
There weren't
complete
enough
misread.
draws. I'm pretty sure that was just a misread.
Misread on the safety, saw 5-so out. No, because it was...
No,
No,
5-so
because
would
it
have
was
built
a
in.
roundman, yeah.
I'm
I
guessing.
guess.
So if I had to make a guess, I would say because the Richital was the 7-so, from the beginning of the round there was this sort of internal feeling that the tiles around that are probably okay, including this
Hmm.
8-so that I have. And as the tile went on, or as the round went on and on, you still have that lingering feeling.
Hmm.
Um, and I think Andres just missed the number of tiles remaining.
Yeah, I don't think Manzu were exceptionally safe against it too. Like, I
There
don't
were,
think Korok really had that many Manzu dropped in front.
yeah, there was Genbutsu 9-mon though, so
Yeah, okay.
just a little miss there. Korak still pushing his dealer.
I mean, hey, good hand for it. Round 10, but not a bad round 10. Could even end up with a terminal Shabo. Not a great terminal Shabo, but a terminal Shabo.
The hand to fight this is, I think, Toyman's Kenyon is Ishanten or
Chi.
Richitanyao, potential Pinfu, potentially Peiko, potential Dora 2.
Mm-hmm.
Could even Chi for Tempai here, but that severely.
Locks in the Dora, but it kills a lot of hand value in the hand. It's pretty quick. I kind of like
Chi.
the pass. That is the tile to She, though. She is going to decide, you know what, I'll just take it early. Kurak had a quick lead, so I'm just going to do a bit of catch up, make sure he doesn't get too far ahead at the moment.
Yeah, perhaps that's influenced a little bit by the Chi that Vincent made. If Vincent's spinning up the hand, I should follow, something like that. And that will win.
Oh,
Dom.
yeah, works out. Tanya Dora 1, not too bad. 2000 under the boot.
That shifts us to East 2. East is the Dora. We have one in the hand to the left, and none other are visible. Vincent as dealer. Pretty good shapes here. Could be a Tanya.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you draw 7-so or something too, can be looking at Ipeko pretty reasonably. Keen to the right. Got a Tanyao is shit, but just a lot of clutter. It needs to find a whole other meld, so still gonna be working on that. Andres across, not too much going on. Does have the 2-3. Could maybe go towards Sanshoku. Like a 2-3-4, but again, just a lot of work. And oh my god, Korok with the monster again. Already has Dora paired up, has the Hatsu too to give a Yaku
Boom.
besides it.
Oh,
Is gonna call immediately. Decision time. We could also add Honitsu, but nope. We got Dora 2, we got the guaranteed Yaku. Let's just play efficiency for right now.
Boom.
oh,
Oh, with no fear. And Now Korok's looking scary.
Yeah.
Mongon minimum. You find that last east. Oof.
Well, we found it. That's a
Yeah,
safe tail at this point to Kenyon's hand, and she'll hold on to that for now.
it's good. Denies at least the Hanemon guarantee from Korok. Korok would have to con Hatsu into something else in his hand. Vincent's been working on 2. Potentially looking at 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku right now.
I'm trying
Not
to,
the worst thing in the world. Not easy, not great, but it's something. Definitely
3
something.
pin's a bad tile, but you can get it out right now. Not willing to try it though.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I mean, again, when that Mongon's just sitting
Gee.
there pressuring you kind of want to avoid it from the looks of it.
A really interesting Kenyon opening up here. Draws a good connector, so Tanya actually realistic here. It looks like she doesn't believe Korak is Tempai yet. Perhaps the next Dadashi from Korak will signal Tempai.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll probably be right because Korok's still just Ishan 10.
Well, I guess it won't be.
Uh-oh.
Still Ishan.
Yeah, that's not the one to do it. Vincent, a little bit scared off. Kenyon playing Genbutsu now. So that'll be interesting. It's
He
not
should be pretty
great.
safe. It came out a couple times from Vincent.
Yeah.
And even though there's a Tadashi
Or
there,
it's
still Suji.
yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh,
Oh,
Tenpai.
we're gonna see a stealth Tenpai from Andres. No Yaku. Doesn't need
Gee.
to sumo 1-4. There's one of each left in the wall.
Importantly, now Kenyon has a safe route to Tempai with the 4-pin cut, should a pawn be available.
Karaki is gonna get Tenpai on this 5 pin too. So now it is looking lethal. 8 is dead, still a single 5p left on the wall. Oh, but Formon comes out, but it doesn't deal in because Andres has no Yaku.
And this is where I wonder if Andres declares the Ricci and says, "You all know what I'm waiting on. Deal into me. It's cheaper than what Korak's got."
Nah, I doubt it. It's still too risky
Could
because
pawn
who
this.
knows?
Doesn't.
Nah, I think you just stick with this.
No, you break Tempai as a result.
Although, yeah,
If you pawn, you switch the draw
get
order.
2 mon and switch the draw order. Yeah, you're right. And Korok threatens the board, gets 3k, and advances the game into East 3.
Yeah, I think that might be a slight miss, because pawn pretty much guarantees that you'll be able to beat Tempai at least. But pawn might have also shifted Haite to Korak, which is also not something you really want either.
Yeah, not the best.
As it is, we move it to East 3. Kenyon is our dealer. There's a door in hand. Fast pawn to the right from Andres of the Seatwind South. Is aiming to end this dealership, pick up a few points before it becomes his dealer turn. Korak grabs the Shah, so this is Ishanten already for Korak for just 1,000 points currently. Vincent, a lot of pin tiles, several pairs. Actually, this is Ishanten for Chitoy. But Honitsu, possible. Toy Toy, also something less likely, but something to consider. Wow, what a fill. Korak finding the 7-pin, and that means we're at Tempai on the 607 so. We're just west only.
Kenyon makes a little bit more of a push towards trying to get Tenpai, Ishan 10. Could potentially get the pick out. Oh, that's a good draw. It could
Tenpai.
reach.
Each.
Did you pick the right one?
You got a Dora in tow.
Boom.
Yeah, that,
I mean, you're not going to throw the
you had to
Dora
deal in there.
No shot. Just 1k, so it's cheap, but you also had to lose the dealership.
Yeah, that was actually a really valuable dealership for Kenyon as well. Ricci, Dora with potential Ipeco would be 77 minimum.
Mm-hmm.
As it is, Korak extending the lead further, just shutting everything down. And it is Andres who will have a chance now, chance to come back in this game.
Chance after the first row, of course, with a
Right.
high pie like this.
You can imagine what the first 6 discards are going to be in this hand. I mean, Korak as well. Look at that 987. Seems to
I
be.
mean, at least Korak kind of has a lingering Itsu. That is
Yeah.
really unfortunate draws. Wow. And that's why you play efficiency all the way.
Yeah,
Just
but I
get
mean,
rid of that ease, get rid of that floating 1p, and then just simply draw a meld and a half.
it's less punishing for Korak because he's got such a big lead here. You
It's
could
true.
just fold this entire hand and say, whatever, I'm in first. I can take
Yeah,
it.
I missed my chance. Someone else at the table can eat this hand.
Yeah,
I'll withhold.
Toyman Ishan 10 for Chitoy. That's pretty strong. And on the left,
It's not
we
bad.
have Kenyon, who's got really great shapes.
Hand.
This is Ishan 10 as well.
Yeah, I guess probably looking for Ipeco on that 1/4 mon draw.
Yeah, I mean, Ipeco Tanyao Pinfu would be ideal with a couple 4-mon draws.
Yeah, but you have to get Formon into Formon with one already out on the board,
Each.
another
Honestly,
one
the
now
whole
entered in the
1-4
hand.
shape is looking really bad now, given what we can see in other players' hands. But there's the Tempai from Vincent. Drops the
Oh,
Haku.
Vincent would have gotten E-Pots on the Haku if he dropped the
Sumo.
shoe.
The Karibatsu anyway.
E-Pots and Sumo for the upgrade. I guess I just gotta read the wall.
That's a Mongon for Vincent. Well, Chitoy
Just
wins
like
again.
that. All you gotta do is E-Pot Sumo on a 2-tile weight.
It's funny.
And
We've seen
Chitoy can be a Mongon.
some really wild Ipatsumos. I'm recalling one from yesterday's stream, from Steve, with a Junchan, Rich Ipatsumo Junchan, Uda, and some other madness going on there. Something to make it a Baimon. Oh, Ipeco is in that hand as well. Yeah, that made it a Baimon. And there have been some really massive Ipatsumos lately in this past week. That one gives Vincent a chance to challenge for first. Now only 11k, just under 11k behind Korak, and with a dealership to go, there's plenty of time to catch up here. Korak is the dealer in this round, has several pairs, but looks like he'll probably play this for Tanya. You can pull away some of these pairs and turn them into completed triplets. Vincent on the right, that's a good draw of the 2-mon. And now this is starting to look like a normal hand here. Holding the good 5-6-6 shape as well as the So shape, believing in this preemptive Suji trap made with the early 5-So cut. Across the way, Kenyon has Dianchan 10 with Adora. Holding this 3-mon just in case she can draw into a Satraku. And on the left, Andres has several pairs now. That's actually 5, so Chitoy Ishanten. No Dora, though. Korak has made some progress in the meantime. Ishanten now, a little bit sad that we've drawn the 1-mon, but that's okay. We can make Ipeco even if it isn't Tanya. And even Ricci Dora 1 is totally fine as dealer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most that you could want, but it's perfectly fine for this, especially getting on the E-Peco side. You got one mon out already. You can make it work.
Okay, we see Chitoy Tempai on the left, but I want to point out a really interesting move made by Korak here. Drew the 4-pin, and a lot of players were just, nope, this isn't a tile need, discard the 4-pin. Korak realized that the 4-5 shape is equivalent to the 5-6 shape in terms of the fact that both Dianbin, but because it's a 4-5-5-5 shape, you can also accept the 4-pin for a pair, and so just slightly upgraded that shape. Interesting, we haven't seen a reach from Andres. Can't even reach the huts because that's Sudihin and dead, and Korak with the perfect draw. It's Korak, so usually you're reaching this, but
Dama, it's getting late. It's around the Dora.
You
figure someone else would probably Tempai.
Dora for 58.
Each.
God, and everybody's just lethal on the board.
1
Oh, Andres
It's
super
gonna be an instant
carries.
chase. You dare challenge me as dealer with a Ricci? That means you can't defend. And so
Kenyon, honestly, might hop on too.
Vincent has drawn the
Probably not.
last tile. Second to last tile for Korak's weight.
Yep. Just 1-5 left on the wall. 2 mon.
You get the
Somehow worse.
yeah.
Two
You
mons
get the
left.
feeling that Andres said, no matter what, I'm gonna Ricci by the end of the second row, and didn't get the tiles, took the Ricci, and then immediately draws the 1 pin, which would have been the ideal weight for this
No, it would
T-Toy.
have been much, much better, especially with double 2P to block and 1 on the board.
Yeah, the Suji trap with the 4 pin. Feeling sad that couldn't have come any turn sooner, but here we are. Looks like this will probably go to Ryukyoku, but there's 1-5. So, oh no!
No!
I opened my mouth. What was I thinking?
Oh no, last tile again.
It's the caster's curse / blessing. Korak will pick up the Mongon, and that puts Andres in a really rough spot. Well, it looked like Korak was taking charge in this game and just showing dominance at this point. South 1, the dealership continues. Now, keep in mind, this is Korak, who is at the top of A1 right now, really making a bid to stay up there for the duration of the season. I mean, it's early still, but with a big first place like this would be in building up a bit of a gap, especially if you can keep Andres below. That's going to increase the gap all the way down to Lucas, who's currently in third place. All right, Korak, good draw with a 9 mon. Now there's a lot of tiles that will get you closer to Tenpai here. And the ability to incorporate a second door as a pair is really important. Vincent might be working towards a Kokshi at this point. Especially with that draw, yeah. Definitely in the Kokshi or fold plan. Across the way, Kenyon looking for more of a normal hand here. Probably just a Ricci only, but there are some upgrades in value, such as drawing a door like this. Andres rather on the left. Ishanten now, but no door in hand. This is an interesting efficiency decision. I think the 8 mon's probably right. Because you get to be pseudo headless here. The 4 pin can act as your head, but
It's not ideal though.
You get a lot of draws that improve your shape and allow you to use a different head. They improve your Ishanten significantly. We do see a Ricci on the left from Andres. This
4-7 mon. It's
Ricci
you know,
Nomi.
not the best. I think there are a couple other draws. You draw 6 mon. And maybe you can do some nonsense for like Sananko, or I guess not with the 6 mon drop, but
Yeah, you have
just
to...
Rishinomi, no Dora. Do have a con opportunity, but
相撲
not the best. Ooh, but if you look into the wall and just sumo, that's some value. Reach sumo. No Ura though, so just 3,300. And
Yeah.
when you're behind that much, you're looking for a little bit more. Urbom would have been good there. Would have been real nice.
Sad to miss out on the Ura, but you know, when you're that deep, you have 2 goals. First is make sure you're not the only one below 30,000. And the second is just get points. So
Yeah.
a sumo like that, even though it's cheap, does accomplish both goals. It prevents Kenyon from winning any points so that she surpasses 30,000. It also moves you closer. Not as close as you'd like, but it's progress. Any points matter here. Vincent now in South 2. This is the second dealership for him. There are okay shapes here. We want to try to build around that Dora. And it's just holding all of the blocks for the time being. We'll have to make some more tricky decisions later on in this hand. Speaking of interesting decisions, Kenyon's got Chi Toy / Toy Toy.
And what a draw to help further that. That's so weird.
Yeah,
The 6P, this is almost like a regular.
Yeah.
Such an odd hand.
It's very strange.
If you get another Pinzu or two, if you just go Honitsu, especially if an East comes out, but Instead, Andre's going to throw a wrench in the plan. He's going to go for the 3-6 Ricci. Pinfu Dora 1.
Drew the Dora to get
Each.
there, and Vincent's gonna chase with Dora Tonki. This is great. This is
Whoa, this is
awesome
it.
stuff.
What do we? Oh, there's so many tiles in the wall for Andres, though. Still 6 tiles in the wall.
Versus
only
just
has
the two
2.
Dora.
Oh, uh-oh. Kenyon might be hopping on. Has to push 5p. Not brave enough. Understandable.
Yeah, 5. Oop, there's a 6-0, and rewarded for not
Yeah.
aggressively pushing. Especially because you are Tempai for Chitoy, it's definitely not a good weight, especially with it being a middle tile. You're not expecting them to be in the wall. They actually are in this case, but you know it's maximum 3 tiles, and more likely going to be less than that. Definitely not matching the 6 there.
No, hold on.
I'm still
We got the
gonna dance
6-0.
around.
We can, yeah, dance around, but now we can start thinking about Tanya.
It is Tanya Ishoten with Sanako chance, and even, dare I say, Suako.
I mean, you can dare to say it, but I don't know. There's 5 months dead. I don't think
Ishanten?
anything else. Ooh, hold on. Wait, there's still an 8 left. This
There's
could
an
be
8. There's 6.
Suwako
Oh,
K10
no, it's dead.
Senpai.
It's dead.
Ah, that'll do it. Yeah. Not pushing that one. Probably not even pushing that, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the 7.
Your eyes start to get big when you realize there's a chance here, but
Dom.
Oh, and Vincent deals in right at the end. Finds one of those last tiles.
and none of the Dora were drawn. Oh, there's one of them. It was the Uda indicator, and that means some Mangan.
Ooh.
And this is actually huge for Andres. Now Andres has 2 targets to catch up to. Kenyon and Vincent both at the same tally of 24,800.
And
And
oh my god, what a hand for Andres to do that. Forget the dealer hand. Look at this. Might even just call that right away. Nope, doesn't want to. Wants to drain a little bit more. I mean, you have the Mongon if you can get the South out. Hatsu to back it up too.
Home.
yeah,
East is Dora, so if you draw 1 or 2 of those, you could realistically really easily be getting a Hanemon this hand. Korak's going to try to throw a wrench in it with just the Yakuhai, but
definitely aggressive call from Korak, saying I need to play proactively here. And Korak can afford to play proactively as well with the big lead currently.
ooh, Kenyon doing some of the same. Maybe even looking towards Honitsu with a call like that.
Andres might be as well. Look at this 4-5 pin cut.
That's true. I mean, if you're going to draw Monzu like that and you got all this great shape, that doesn't really get you anywhere if you don't call it. Oh, but the Mochi Mochi. Now what you want to see on the green, if Vincent draws the last South, this is going to get really bad for Andres really quick.
Yeah, could have called there for Tempai, but once more out of his hand.
No, yeah, that's not the call you make for Tenpai. South, maybe. Not the 4.
Chi.
That's a big chi for Kenyon because the 3 pin was already called, so it really helps your hand.
Tumon still technically not Tenpai.
Home.
Andres doesn't want to drop 6, 7, 8 to chase the Honitsu. Sees a lot of open. Says, you know what? Let's
Each.
be a little bit more safe, and is going to get the reach on this. And this could... Nah, this isn't going to be a deal in from Kenyon. I'd imagine Vincent probably has the best chance, and I don't think Vincent's going to drop that South. Would have to get a lot closer to Tenpai here.
Yeah, I
Could
wonder
push
if
8 pin is Suji.
Kenyon might
But not
push the
looking great
1
against
mon
Kenyon.
if she gets a good draw. This is an okay draw, but there's only 1 3 pin
I
left,
mean,
so yeah, 1
little
mon.
weird no 1 mon to fit the table, but there is that 3 mon.
Yeah, not just 3 mon. It was 3 mon into 5 mon.
Yeah. If you're gonna, I mean, you could have 1 1 3 5, but that'd be a weird way to cut that. You'd think pretty much always 5 in the 3.
Exactly. That's why I was thinking the 1 mon might be pushed. 7 Suji.
It's Suji, you got 3 8s out. Not the worst.
From Kenyon's perspective, Daisangan is still alive, I think.
Well, you have the white. It's 1 chance. Oh, wow. Willing to check the 7 over the white. Kenyon is like really aggressively not wanting to want this hand.
Although
7
Daisangan
mon
can't
is-
be 1 with 2 calls, but that being said, all the dragons
Chef Songun, you know,
still visible. Or unseen,
it's
rather.
true. Tunes across the way. Still too Haku to go after.
And the really sticky point is, where's the Dora? Anyone could have it at this point. It could be from that Ricci player. So you want to tread pretty
Oh,
carefully.
there's only one Dora out. Yeah, that's crazy, actually. Still two Dora to be drawn this late in.
Like, you'd expect the Honitsu player to have it.
Yeah.
And Kenyon doesn't have it, so who does? Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's pretty bad. It's probably 3-so here.
No easy cuts here.
It's got to be just 3-so, right? I guess.
Could even drop
Nah,
a
it's
dragon
not.
pair.
Yeah, but if you do that for the Hatsu, you're in bad shape.
7 is correct. 8's safe.
Something. It's a 9p. It was proven safe, but you see that Tadashi from Kenyon. Feel a little weirded out.
It just has to pass one more tile. Two pin. That works.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that means we're going to Jikoku. Well, that's a 3,000 point gain. You gain 4,000 on both of your competing players in that tie for second place. And it all comes down to this for Andres. Can you find a good dealer hand to come back into this game? Pon already on the Hatsu. Dora in hand. This is promising. There's a Ricci stick and a Homba to gain as well. Notably, holding on to both the Chun and the Haku, just in case. And actually, all the dragons are in the wall. So this isn't impossible.
There's a lot. I mean, that's true, but then you look at a hand like Vinny's and you're like, maybe not.
Yeah, 2
That's a
Yakuhai
very
to be able to
quick,
call.
yeah.
And
Good
even,
shapes behind it too.
yeah, no, shape upgrades for Andres as well. That means that the dragons will start to filter out. Could have probably gotten away with cutting the Forso first.
Yeah, I'm not agree to just that far for it. Anymore, it's a bit much, but feels reasonable enough.
And after drawing the Dory, then they start
Oh
to come
yeah,
out.
then they would have died. Yep, would have said sayonara.
Each.
Oh wow, fast. And it's that
Oh, it's
Shampoo wait
Southwest.
again. But Andres has no choice but to fight here, so that's almost
I mean,
free.
that's a pretty good fighter hand. It kind of sucks that you can't take from the reach player, but worse fates. This is great news for Korok.
Oh,
Especially seeing
so
that
tempting to
Dora
pull in
come
the head.
out.
Because you're headless anyway, I almost like calling Pon on the 6 pin there.
Very interesting cut. Andre decides to cut 2 mon. I feel like that's technically widest. Or I guess 5 mon's probably a little bit wider.
This is fine.
Maybe not. Oh yeah, it's definitely fine. Ooh, what do you take here? Decides to wait on 3-6.
Yeah, a
Does not
little
want to
bit of
drop a
danger for
Dora.
Kenyon if she decides the 6 is safe enough to push. Because it did pass once.
It's true. Keep
Now
it
that the
2
Shah is
west.
paired up, it's more likely to come out. And it's going to deal into Ricci. Shah needs Ura 2, only finds 1.
Oh, but that's just barely enough with the stick already on the board and the Homba
Yeah,
to get Vincent to above 30.
And fortunately for Kenyon, will not knock her below Andres here. And that means that Korak with the big first place, plus 41.0, will not get 46. As you said, Vincent going over. Plus 5.3 for him. Kenyon takes a negative 16.7. Andres with a negative 29.6. After 3 games, we've got Korak continuing to climb in this A1 division.
And we are going to start in just a minute with the final game for this series. But unfortunately, it is getting late on the East Coast and I'm going to have to tap out. Luckily, though, you guys are in for a treat. You got another great commentator stepping into the booth. We got Dustin, QETC himself. We had a great showing yesterday, able to see us out on this very exciting A1 series.
Yeah, thanks, Harrison, for all the commentary. Fun as always to cast with you. And welcome, Dustin. How's it going?
It's going great. They wanted to stop me from commentating yesterday when I was on the hot streak, but they didn't know. They just had to keep it locked up for today.
Yeah, we'll get you for one final game here. We're up to game 4 for this group. It's Korak, Andres, Vincent, and Kenyon. Have you been watching the series up to now?
Not at all.
Then-
But I am gonna expect everything while knowing nothing.
Well, I can give you a little bit of a recap. It's been kind of wild. Everyone's been pushing quite well while defending, and Korak has come out to be a bit of a winner in this series so far. That last game itself finished in first place with plus 41 points, so just a small indicator of how things have been going for him. And we're off in game number 4. A couple discards in. Kenyon will be our first dealer. Andres to the right. Korak across the table. That's Arthur. And Vincent on our left. Hype wise, Kenyon has a Dora and a lot of terminals and honors to get rid of before this hand. Looks like a realistic winner.
Home.
Just need to fill a couple shapes here. Andres already Tempai after the Eastbourne. Fast and cheap, only looking for 1,000 or 1,300 here.
Didn't want anything bigger. Could have even had the Sananko chance. At least this can swap to the Dora very easily, but
Ich.
Oh, we're gonna see a fight here. Vincent finds Tempai. Ricci Ricci Dora 1 on the 6-0.
yeah, could have waited the one turn for the Sanjaku improvement. Disappointed to not see it come out here.
There are 2
Oh,
7
but
pins.
there
If it
is the Dora, Dora swap for Andres to double the value of the hand.
Oh, good call. A wait 1 turn would have turned out to be just a 1 pin, so
But
Maybe-
you never know.
maybe
You
it's
never know.
wait 2 turns
I think for Steve it was 2 turns, 2 or 3.
for that ridiculous Ipatsu Baimon that we referenced a little
Yeet.
earlier. Oh, we'll
Yeah,
just
and
see a
then
wait 1.
chasing Ricci.
And now
Oh,
that's interesting because usually we don't see Korak do the wait 1 turn.
that should have. Wait, I mean, I guess it was, yeah. And swapping the weight, although I don't know, it's different. It's a different weight, but that would have dealt in.
Yeah, I suspect what Korak was looking at was saying, I'm hoping for the Sanchoku upgrade with the 3-so or 2-so draw. And then drew another tile and said, well, if I discard this, it looks like I'm pushing anyways, and I don't want to think about this anymore, so I'll just Ricci. I mean, there's not only the Sozu upgrade for Sanchoku, but also you could draw Dora as an upgrade for Tanyao and Dora. So Dama did make sense in that regard. Still hasn't drawn a tile that would have upgraded, so probably feeling justified in taking the Ricci here.
Yeah, it looks like Andres folded out. I think would have sumoed on that third one, so would have actually ended up being fine, but could have cheated for Tenpai yet again, but decides not to. The Tumon, I bet you the
Don't.
CG Tumon, but anyway, there's a Ricci not Tanya, Ricci
Oh!
Ursan! The sun's an indicator! Oh no!
Oh, it keeps going.
Tragic for Vince. That's why you don't take the bad way at Ricci. Sometimes you just never win those.
Honestly, it's not that Korak's weight was much better, but it definitely was stronger because it could win on not only Vince's tile, but also the 4. So that's exactly what happened there.
All right. So
Wow.
dealer already Shanten just got a slight carry improvement. Not gonna be much besides a Ricci Dora, but that's a lot of food with that West Onko.
His dealer Ricci, first Ricci with a Dora is totally
First
acceptable.
Ricci doesn't always work out.
Yeah, we just saw that.
Let's get even side to the 567 Sanchoku as well, though.
Korak,
Which is the same Sanchoku that the previous dealer could have had, but just did not.
Korak drawing pretty well here. Let's see. It's
Yeah,
difficult to drop the
very
7-pin because it's Dora.
yeah.
So we'll just treat it as a 7-pin and a 7
Con.
so floater at this
Oh,
point.
this is the
Each.
con
Into
into
Senpai.
Ricci. Oh, but the five,
Oh no,
five
the new
so,
Dora had to come
the
out.
five so con shot.
I wonder if there's
but
any
that
rule.
gives Korak 3 Dora.
Oh no, not again.
It can even draw five.
Kork's
so-
gonna chase.
yeah, it's not Genbutsu, but Ricci Dora 4 with Tanya on the 6-pin that just came out. But there's only one more left because it's the indicator and there's one in the dealer's hand. But
6 and 9 are both Gambits to the dealer Ricci, and 9 might come out against the Chaser. Oh man.
maybe
5, so there's
The
only
6
one
and
left in the
9
wall.
would fit in Kenyon's hand.
Can Kenyon fight with just a Kanchan if the 6 or 9 was drawn? Ooh, this 5-pin not looking good either. Especially because it's close to the original Dora.
But even though the 6 and 9-pin are safe to the dealer Ricci, it's near the original Dora, so it's still a little hard to throw out. Unless you have literally nothing better.
Yeah, Kenyon backing out, but I feel like it's rough for Andres particularly. How many tiles are left for these weights? 6 is gone. At least not in the wall. There are 3 9-pin left.
Yeah, 3 versus 1 in the wall.
Oh!
You just need one! Sumo, Ricci, Dora, all this extra food. One
Uda.
doesn't even need it.
All right, Dustin, since you weren't watching, you missed it. But in those few games that we covered up to this point, every single time we said, "But there's one left in the wall," the player would sumo it. So you just you just pulled it off once again.
I see. Well, it was just meant to be.
It's the theme of this series, and Andres pulls it off for the Mongon. That actually shoots him all the way up into first place. Even on that rough Kanchan.
Yeah,
This
I
time
mean-
taking the first reach paying off.
Sometimes you just sumo the worst Kanchan in the world. Correct? Just going for the half flush, but backfires of what would have been the 6/7 mon Rionman.
Chi.
Yep, cheeing half flush, or maybe just I mean it is the forced half flush. In the Dora suit, maybe Itsu Dora half flush. Oh, Green Dragon pair up is massive. But it is once out though.
Toyman's got good shapes. Could be a Ricci pin Fedora.
But dealers you shot and they can wait on the non-cut pay. No one will ever expect it.
Yeah, if a 7 mon is drawn, oh, there's the pay. Yeah,
That just makes it all the more likely to flow out now.
that's true. The tiles needed for Tempai though are not very strong. 7 mon, 8-pin, 7-pin, pay. Kenyon's drawn a second Dora now, but it's still difficult to
Yeah,
make use of all of this.
I guess Kenyon's. I don't know. It's 3 pairs. It's this massive backfire of the pin shapes. I guess you want this to be Tanya. Why do we still have 9 mon in hand? It is safe at 2 players, but having the 2 Dora and that massive pin shape backfire just sucks.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's so late, your hand is so far behind, that maybe just holding the save tiles is assuming that you're not going to be able to make it in time. If you get
Chi.
lucky, you'll take your Tempai, but probably not going to get there. Another Chi for Korak.
Korak, it's still 2 Shanten with 2 calls.
Yeah, but it's really going to make the other hands difficult to put together.
Oh,
Okay, this is Tempai finally.
for the dealer. I mean, you don't have
Yeet.
a Yaku, you don't Ricci. 7-pin pay Shabo. Oh, but there's only 1 pay left. But we know what happened last time. There's only 1 tile left in the wall.
What's happened all evening. And I wonder, I mean, you might feel like Korak might have a singleton and it would flow naturally out of his hand. Unfortunately, Korak doesn't have it. It's still buried somewhere in the wall. 7-pin being held by Korak, but that's not going to come out.
No, not ever. But they. Oh wait, I mean, actually, well, is there a chance to pawn 9-pin? Now 7-pin.
Oh, well, I might be eating my words soon.
Oh
No,
no.
no, still holding it.
Well, oh well. So yeah, keeping 4-mon doesn't want to throw the half Suji.
5-pin is fully
Even
out,
with
so
like,
four mon not that bad other than the fact that it hasn't been seen yet.
okay,
There it
now
is.
can throw the 4-mon. It might just not even get Tenpai though. Avoid dealing in that way. Ooh, the pin, it's not. Not quite.
Yeah, would have been Tempai if the 9-mon was held, but then you'd have to be pushing the 4-pin, that 4-pin or 7-pin. None of those feel good, so we'll just go to Ryukyoku. Andre's the only player. Tempai continues to extend the lead after that big Mangan Sumo in the previous round, and will carry on his dealer here in East to 2. Dora in hand.
Doran had not much else. A bit of a so shape, but all those lone honors.
To the right, Korak. Also not a whole lot going on. Draws a third pair into the hand. The north pair, not super useful. Across the way, Vincent has an uncle of the 7-mon. Okay, Tanyao tiles.
But dealer still has to throw those honors, but drawing more and more so tiles. The shape is pretty decent.
Yeah, has
Oh.
been able to shift into a Honitsu-looking hand without sacrificing too much efficiency.
And
Oh,
it just draws another so tile. 3/6 out kind of sucks though, but
Kang.
maybe you don't need. Oh yeah, the con gets a Dora for Vince. That's still 2 Shanten though.
Home.
we've seen these players not afraid to go for Honitsu here.
Yeah,
Two Honitsus in this hand.
the Hanits from Kenyan. No, those shapes are. There's no value. I guess the dealers isn't in the Dora suit either, but at least the shapes are so much better. Who even what it's like the 9-mon are just still on the wall besides the one thrown by the dealer. Right, 5. Oh, but
Probably have to give up this door for your Tanya Toy Toy. I was wondering if
yeah.
Andres would hold on to the second 5-pin, sorry, 5-mon, because it looks like it's going to be really hard to complete your any more so shapes.
Ooh, could be. Toy that hand on the left was looking terrible, but it's looking like a half flush toy Ishanten. Southwest. West is once cut. South. Ooh, Dio is holding a south. Could be deadly.
Yeah, Andres doesn't really have a reason to drop the south just yet.
Throws out the door. So Vince can just throw out the door as well before it's dangerous, but decides to keep it for a bit longer.
Finally, another so tile drawn.
So what is this? Oh, this is Ishanta, and it could be a half flush Ipeiko.
I wonder if Korak missed the 5-pin that came out from Andres, or if he doesn't want to allow Vincent to call a chi on the 5-pin.
Only one more 8 so left for that Ipeiko though. Oh, Dora pair drawn for Vince, but still needs and the 4-pin Mochi Mochi actually for Vince and Kenyon.
That's making it really difficult for Kenyon to win this hand.
Yeah.
Vince can win this hand if he cheats the 3-pin though.
Yeah, and for I guess it'd be like 42. Oh, gets the pawn, the 10 by 2, so 4-pin.
Going for it
But
all.
everything is locked in hand. Oh, the 8, so the 10 pie for Andres can wait on Pei Tonki.
Oh, doesn't want to drop
doesn't-
either of them.
No. Aw.
But that's unexpected. I thought, oh, for
Oh,
sure he would push.
I mean, it's Tenpai. Oh no,
Don't.
it deals in.
No. Oh, that is so
Toy
sad.
Tanya, Dora 3.
It's
but
a
why
Hanuman.
the Tuso. What are you scared of? I mean, I guess it could be I guess it could have been they must have thought it was the half flush or Chinitsu in the Dora suit.
Yeah.
So maybe they just thought the Sotai would be safer, but I guess it was also Tenpai as well.
I mean, it also is
but-
Kinyan's wind for the Honitsu
Yeah.
Toy. Oh goodness. Well, that's
trying to think
tragic
about-
for Andres.
Yeah, the Tuso. I guess.
I mean, after that deal, look at the scores. It's anyone's game now.
Yeah, everything so close to 30,000. Oh, this Korak. Yeah, just. I guess there were a few draws, like all those terminals and honors, but the Tanya Onomi, if you believe hard enough, the Doko will show up, but it's.
Boom.
Just takes the temp by.
The
A little bit
possible furry
tricky.
10.
Yeah, with the 1 mon. There's the
Oh,
1 mon.
Temporary furry 10.
It's
But
Kinyan's
I mean,
chance to drop the 4 mon, but
no.
doesn't take it.
The con. You're not conning, are you, Korak? No, you're not conning? Oh, no.
Oh goodness, the scoreline's too tight for that.
But no, you have to con for flow.
Con for Rinshan.
There's the, well.
And Korak's very happy to see these
maybe-
1 mons
yeah.
being discarded.
Yeah, maybe they just knew that that 4-4-4-5 shape is just so efficient. Oh wait, that's Sananko. Sananko across the way. Is that?
Oh,
I
it
think
doesn't
that's
get it
Tenpai.
though.
It's
Not with this
1-4
tempai.
pin, yeah. Oh, it's not even Sananko because of the way they drew, but it's Richi, Haku, Dora, lots of Fu. You just have to take it, especially its last place, as much as you'd want a Suanko or Sananko.
Yeah, this is why Korak didn't con for this exact scenario. A tempai for Vincent. Will we see a chase?
I mean, little did
I
they
think we
know,
might.
that's
There
a
it
lot.
is.
Oh, that's.
Chi.
And that she
Oh,
means
no,
that
the
Andres is
East.
going to deal
Oh,
in.
it breaks the Ipatsu, but deals in Richi, Tone, Dora, the 40 Fu. And Vince
52.
now
Vince
the
is-
current leader in the game.
Just like that, Andres down to 3rd place. Vince is dealer now with the Hatsu. Door acceptance. Some shapes that could see some improvement. 9 mon kind of helps here. Gives you another block.
It still doesn't feel great though. Could use
No.
a lot of improvement.
Yeah, Kenyan
But-
kind of similar position. Okay shapes, especially in the
South, but-
Sozu, but you've
Oh,
got
but
the
it's- We're in
2.
the East round.
Oh, that's interesting.
There are so many more tiles you have to throw out to get that half flush. It's block. I mean, I guess half flush 2 door. Okay, so it has to be the mon half flush. Okay, so
Gee.
maybe I see what they're going here.
There's
Otozuki
also
Chi for
another route
Vince on the
here.
Green Dragon.
You could Sanchoku, but it's a bit of a stretch.
That is such a stretch.
It's much easier to strategically to go for the Honitsu. It makes your decisions a lot easier, that is.
Yeah, it is value. They don't need a ton of value, but just keep on drawing more and more mon tiles. And sure, why not? It's still, you have to drop 4 whole tiles though, still, but at least you have 2 completed runs using the 2 Dora.
She makes sense here.
Chi.
Does it? I mean, I guess you do guarantee you get a mon tile, but you still have to you have to draw around that Dora again. Which shouldn't be too
Yeet.
hard, but there's a Ricci, and you have a dealing tile in your hand. You're wondering why didn't we throw the 4-5 earlier? I guess 7 also deals in, but I would think you'd want to keep the safer non-suit tiles. Or the 5 comes out first. It's the half Suji.
Vince's
Well,
dealer might
Oh,
be
it's
stuck
the
as well.
147. That
Sumo.
great way. I guess you avoid the deal in Ricci Sumo Pinfu. No, nothing else. Is that even? I guess it barely gets you out of last. It's something. It's a 3-sided weight. You slam it.
Yeah. Kenyon could be pleased with that result, even if a little sad that there was no Uda. But it will be her dealership turn. This is her second
Ooh.
chance as dealer, and it's a pretty
Running the
strong high buy.
Sanzo. Yeah. Has Fedora usage. Has an Anko. Very strong Tanyo hand.
To the
But
right.
draws another Dora. Love to see it.
Ooh. Now Andres with no Dora. Okay shapes, we can call the Haku. Let the first one pass, but we'll probably call the second one. You don't want to let Kenyon run away with things on her dealership. And she continues to draw well.
It's like, well, this hand is, I guess, it went back in a Shantan throwing the penchant. It wasn't that far away from Tenpai, I think, if you just wanted to, like, do a Ricci. It's like having a little bit more faith in just Haku no Mi.
Yeah, I think with the direction this game has gone, Andres is looking for more than just the Hakunomi and
Ooh, beautifully
Ishanten.
Shantan for Kenyon, yeah. Ricci Tanyo Dora 2. Even Dama's Tanyo Dora 2, possibly Peiko.
I'll probably cheat
Cheat
here.
here.
Cheat.
You don't. I mean, you don't have to, but
Right.
it's Tenpai, your dealer.
For 5,800, especially with this score line, to put you over 30,000 and potentially into second place, even
and
first.
Immediately gets that Ron Korak that has to her Tanyo Dora 2 flipping spots. Actually, Korak and Andres are tied now. Not that far away from 30K still, but it's a very
Oops.
tight game still.
Why am I switching perspective when it's still Kenyon's dealership? After that
Can't say
win.
why? Dora Chun. They're all. No one has them paired up. Who's gonna drop it first? When will they all follow suit?
Kenyon Diaj on 10 here. But with Penchan and Diankan to accompany the good Diamond shape, Andres pulling in some good draws.
Yeah, very, very decent Pinfu Tanyo hand for Andres. Just has to throw those extra honor tiles.
Including the
Hopefully we'll
Dora.
draw something. Yeah. Oh, already threw it out, actually. Turn 3.
That was a
No one
little
else
interesting.
followed suit. Some people have faith. Crack could go for the West Pawn, force Fedora Tonki.
I mean, when you're
The
dropping
West was
6-pin
just
pair,
come out first. Oh, yeah, that's a little.
that's a lot of faith in the Dora.
I mean, I would just try to pawn it, I guess. But I guess that is a little hard to get though.
Yeah.
But that must be the play.
Even hesitating on the second one because you had 3 pairs in hand. You can get away with dropping one 6-pin, but hold the second one in case you draw around it. But values the Sancho chance, I think.
Yeah, would have drawn around the 6-7 pin.
Yeah, rough hands for everyone here. Andre's still probably the best chance of completing.
Oh, there's actually a Chitoi Shantan. Vin's still holding onto the door on the left.
Boom.
And because no one followed suit, could take an Anko here.
I'm not sure I even want to. Yeah, Vince says
Does
no.
take the Anko. No.
Well, it doesn't take
the
the most efficient shape, but holds the Anko.
They want the Suanko.
Yeah. There might be Toy Toy here as well. Not in the East round, so that's a little less valuable, but... Oh, that's Tenpai.
Oh, there's Tenpai. Ricci Dora Tonki, Chitoi, or
He Dama's this. That is so dirty.
But Korak's plan, and it has to be the West Dora Tonki.
Absolutely.
So they will not throw it out, but Andres already threw it out once before. If there are no reaches on the board, it may very well come out yet again.
Oh no.
Or they'll be.
No, you can't take
They have
that.
like a perfect shot, and they could also just reach and just someone could throw the Dora into that. It's safe to them, but you never know. Oh, there
There
it
it
is!
is.
It comes out the Dama Chitoy Dora
64.
2. So dirty. Plus 300 Hamba. And finally a decent lead for someone in this game, back above 40k, pulling away a little bit. But will it be enough? Oh,
Oh!
so many wins confirmed. Sushi. I don't even know.
Oh, there's another East!
Actually confirmed. Oh, but Vince already threw an East out before.
Oh, this is actually insane.
Yeah, Vince not following the New York news meta, throwing the North first, which I think they could have pawned, and they might have just. Oh, the Green Dragons are out. Well,
Andres is 100% going for the... Oh, there's the second South. There's only one left in the wall for this.
oh no. Well, I mean,
I mean, if it falls, at least you have Chitoy backup, but you want more
oh,
than that.
Cheetoy? No. I mean, I guess, but like,
Oh,
East is your
no!
Yakuai, and
No,
it
not
comes
like
right
this.
out. Oh, the
The
sushi.
dreams are dead. Okay, it's
Well,
Honitsu. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. Honitsu East, extra fu, chi. I mean, why
Chi.
not? It's no toy toy, but you're not really
I mean,
expecting it.
that is one of your better shapes, but
Yeah, yeah. It's fine. It's Shanten. See the none cut pay once cut
Chi.
east. 234 is not a sus looking shape.
no. Heartbreaking
Now,
to see that
if you
last
end up
South come out,
pawning
though.
that pay, then people get a little wary. Even a little wary while seeing that
Chi.
2-4 so and 6-mon
Boom.
hair drop. But there's Tempai on East 5-pin. 1 East left in the wall. 1 5-pin left as well. But also Tempai across way for Vince on just 3-mon, but they're so held in hand. I don't know if all those fit in Kenyon's hand or some will flow out.
They can if she
It,
draws the
yeah,
4-mon.
could be greeting for that Ipeko. It's also perfect Shanten though, but I guess no matter what you draw, it would you would still just keep all those 3-mon in there.
Chi.
Still 1 East left in the wall. This is Tempai Atazuke for Korak, looking for the Chun.
Yeah, the Nuncut Chun Dora. So 1-1 pin to have a possibility of Furry 10. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
I did a quick Sancho check for Vincent. It's not there.
Oh,
There's
there's
the
the East. Can you throw that? I mean, you're in second. You just fold out. Yeah, dealer's looking a little sus with the pay call, the pins.
Yeah, especially with the early pin cut, the 7-pin. Feels like it's going to be an honor heavy hand. Because you can't be that confident in your Honitsu, can you?
Vince with the Tadashi of the 2-mon. That might. Some people might disagree with that. I don't know. I usually don't even watch. Okay, there's the White Dragon, but does that come out? It looks very bad. Yeah, it's none out against the dealer. Has to be Honitsu. Folding out from Vince. They're in first place. They don't need to win this hand, and with such a bad weight, you just cannot.
Not so safe, at least. Yeah,
Sumo.
there's that
Oh,
sumo.
the sumo on the Chun. Just sumo. No, not 40 fu, but it's something. 2,000 points of Korak gutted into their dealership. Not too far from 30k.
Korak was fortunate to be able to get there because he only drew 1 pin tile, and it was that 7-pin that had already come out from Andres.
Boom.
Oh, pawn of the 1-mon immediately from Kenyon already has the Hatsu Anko, a Ryaman, and a pair. Just has to get rid of those floaters, but looking to just, I guess, confirm second place at this rate.
Well,
But
winning
could also
13...
just get a Mongon at the end.
Yeah, winning 1,300 here isn't bad. And then you can, if you sumo, that's even better. Make a lot of progress on Vincent going into all last.
Yeah, dealer's hand could use a little bit of help here. The Dora are just 9, so they're just still in the wall. Oh, but dealer getting that penchant fill in, which is massive. Hopefully, fills in the conchon and gets something for a Ricci Pinfu.
Andres Ishan 10, but I think they might creed with the West-West cut. The shapes are so good and there's Sanchoku chance. Oh, there's a Dora.
Hmm.
That incentivizes keeping the 889 shape so that you could use the Dora, but I'm so
Oh,
tempted to cut Shasha
it's
there.
tough. Oh, I guess no. The 7
Peach.
could also be used for the Sanchoku, but now it's the Dora Penchon. Oh, but though that's Korak's pair though, that's never coming out from them. But 2/7 so still left somewhere in the wall. It's Ricci, Dora, most likely Sumo. It's it's not going to be quite enough, but hit Nura and you'll get to third place.
Yeah, I wonder how
Chi.
eager can you just fight here? 2 pin
Oh,
is
yeah,
Sotokawa.
Vince sets up the Suji, but it's near the Dora, so it's still kind of plus with the near the Dora Ricci tile. It's a little suspicious, but someone's not even gonna get this. Oh, another Dora. It's a Dora
Sumo.
Shaw weight. Oh, there's this sumo for the 40 Fu Kenyan getting the sick donation. Could even get no 340 sumo would be enough. Luckily for them, Vince. Oh, that so many honors. Yeah, and luckily for them, Vince. While they are first, they are the dealers, so that Oyakaburi will help them out. They don't even need the 340 probably. Just like even as the 330 sumo is enough, I think.
See, for Kenyan, yeah, 330 Sumo would be enough to surpass. Vince will struggle to put a hand together here. Kenyan doing
Oh, yeah.
okay. Has good floating tiles to accompany the ships that are
I
already complete.
guess Vince's hand wasn't. It was drawing well. It's not terribly bad.
Yeah.
Just so you don't love to see the floating honors. And sometimes it can get worse, and sometimes you just draw more and more tiles. Might have to be a Richinomi, but I guess you could draw. Hmm. Like you like to have an Anko. I mean, you don't like to have the Anko. Oh
Oh,
yeah, just fill in the Conchon. Just draw one, or just draw the Formon to get possible Tanyao.
yeah. Normally you keep the 7 so over this 2 so, but Vince is thinking about the chance for 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku.
Yeah. Plus 2 ASOs are out, so it's a little harder to use.
Oh, that's a pair. That will work. Could go 2 Mon here and hold the floater 1, 7. Say 1, 3, and 5, 7 shapes. It goes with the 1 instead.
Yeah. Force possible Tanya.
That's right. There's a chance at Tanya. Korak, the only player with a Dora outside of Kenyan, I think I've drawn that recently. I might be leaving the hand soon.
Throwing the 2 mon for Vince. Doesn't want. I guess with the Yonko in a pair, you don't really have a chance for Pinfu. But still a chance for Ipeko, though. Maybe a chance for the nice 3-sided weight. They just draw the correct tile. Oh, but there's 3 6-pins are out there already, so the chances for that are very slim.
Beach.
Snap Reach, Reachy Dora 2 for
Ooh,
Korak.
and a
Would be
2-sided weight.
5,200 minimum. We'll put him over 30,000.
What you do here is Vince. I guess you have the Suji trap Ricci. Now just throws the 1 pin. I don't think there was anything really indicating it was safe. Sometimes you just have to do it. Throws the 2 so Suji after.
Looks like Kenyans preparing to fold. Can't drop this Dora.
It's out. There's only 1/6 mod left in the wall for Korak's weight, which is a little sad. But depending, if Vince gets greedy, might need a pair. Might throw from the Anko to get it.
Yeah, there's a couple ways Vince can get Tempai here.
Yeah, actually, yeah. They could also just cheese 6-pin, 3-so, and make 4-pin your pair.
Right.
1
And we'll see a cheese from Andres. It's a 3
Ooh.
mon weight. So once again, Andres on the. I guess it was Vincent the first time, but Korak with the wider of the weights incorporates not only the weight of the one player, but also a second tile. And Andres is drawing dead here. After discarding.
You can cheat that, take 10 pi on 4, so doesn't want it. It's gonna fold out. Yeah, yeah. Even Kenyon's 10 pi. I mean, yeah. There's no way for you to like drop below first unless you deal in, basically.
The
Or
wall.
else, if there's a big sumo.
The wall keeps wanting Vincent to be Dora. And
But
not Dora.
it would have to be
beat up
from
by.
Kenyon most likely.
Forso is an interesting play. Does pass.
Yeah, I think it was Nakasuji.
Ah, you're right. At least to Korak. It goes to Ryukyoku. And so that means that Vincent will retain first. Kenyon will retain second. Korak will not get over 30,000. And Andres will not make the comeback. However, that is overall a big result for Korak. I mean, Vincent pulling back 25 points is quite good for him. Kenyon grabs the positive 8. Korak a very small third place. And Andres a relatively small fourth place as well at negative 27.1. Which means we can go to the final standings of this group. And we'll refresh those. Here we go. Korak overall, first place after the series, the conclusion of this series, plus 138.1. Vincent climbs to 6th place. And Andres and Kenyon right next to each other, 8th and 9th overall in the standings. Yeah, quite a fun series to watch. A lot of one-outers that managed to win. And some big hands, some good dodging from everyone involved.
Indeed, indeed.
And I'm just checking around the league. I think that was the last game of the series. And the last game of the evening as well.
Yeah, it is getting late here, especially on the East Coast.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin, for hopping in, especially this late at night. We will be tuning out soon. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this evening for our regular Wednesday broadcast. We saw, well, all A1 matches. It was really exciting, and I'm sure we'll get to some of the other divisions in the remaining broadcasts this week or in the next week. If you are interested in being a part of the American Ricci Mahjong League, you can check out our website, americanricci.org, for signups for the summer season. Registration is open until June 19th, and the season starts, I believe, the week following that date. So it's coming up. It's approaching rapidly, only about a month and a half away from that. And of course, if you like to continue to follow us, we stream every Wednesday just about, and also multiple other days throughout the week whenever there's availability from the commentators. Usually we send out a tweet when we go live at American Ricci. And you can also follow us on Twitch to make sure that you are always aware when we go live. If you'd like to see any of our previous broadcasts, including this one eventually when it gets posted, they will all become available on our YouTube channel. You can find that at the short link of tinyurl.com/ARMLYT. And, well, that being said, we had a fun night of A1 matches. And I'm looking at the schedule to see if there are any big sets of games coming up. I don't have a date for our next broadcast, but stay tuned. We will probably have another one sometime within the next week, and we'll certainly have one next Wednesday. And so until then, this has been Nathaniel and Dustin and earlier Harrison. Thanking you for watching and hoping to see you on our next stream.